Hey, it's Jeremy and my brother Lee.
Yo, yo.
Because I'm sorry, um, I, I interrupted you saying hello. Say hello to everyone, Lee.
Hello. Yo, 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 yo.
I realize we should have somebody here manning the chat while I'm thinking. Wow. I want to welcome Tom Bon Jovi. He's something. What does Frank say? On a steel horse. He's wanted dead or alive. Captain
Dead
Techno,
or
who
alive.
Captain Techno, who we've got to get. I got to get you on. We got to start talking on Twitter. Joe Campione, my man, is already saying that Traylon Burks is a perfect fit. Pure adrenaline sports, mock draft time. I love it. And look, Tom saying, "What's up?" Oh, wait a second. I have to. So I welcomed everybody. Lee's gonna now take over the chat. I'm gonna stop looking. Okay.
Yo, yo. Hi, Tom.
So we are going to be back. We are going to do this draft. We're going to do all that good stuff right after this. Oh yeah! Oh yeah! Go! Amazing! That's my boy! That's my boy!
He breaks away from a sack and completes the pass for first down.
Oh, Kittle just may have made the most amazing catch.
He fights for the first down and gets out of bounds too.
It's no good.
Overtime.
Oh, what a catch! How do you drop that? What are you, Jamal Adams? Touchdown!
This is a touchdown all the way.
He reached over the pylon. San Francisco beat Cincinnati. I think it's funny when I play the wrong video, the wrong intro to the show. And if I was gonna play the wrong intro, I could at least play the one that everybody loves. Where well, actually, that had the Jamal. How can you drop that? You can't catch. Nobody minds if it's the wrong intro, as long as it's the one that has the. How can he drop that? What are you, Jamal Adams? Yes, it is draft time. So I'll tell you what. Since we end up usually doing two. We're gonna probably do one draft where I'm driving it and with your comments, and then if everybody wants another draft, because that's what usually happens. We have like Owen always would come in and say, "I missed it." If that happens, I'm gonna let you guys drive one as long as we have enough people here to do it. So Tom Bon Jovi comes in and says, "Can we trade the fourth pick for a haul and draft Burks at 10?" The answer is yes, we definitely can, as long as there's someone who wants to trade and give us a haul. We can definitely do that. Does it? Is it something I think that Joe's going to do? I mean, Gibbo Bob says, "Oh, you can't predict," but I will argue that if you watch the press conference and you look at the history of the 49ers, where Salah and LaFleur come from, look at all their drafts, and it's the trenches, the trenches, the trenches, the trenches. It's defensive line, offensive line, defensive line.
Noel,
offensive
baby.
line.
We need Noel.
It's like you win in the trenches, right, Lee?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. No. I'm just answering the question.
No, because you have a good offensive line. Every quarterback looks good. I don't want to say every, but like so many quarterbacks look good when they have an OL. They don't have an OL, it looks like crap, right?
Yeah. I mean, to me, it's I'm willing to trade when the edges are gone. If one of the two edges are there, it's not really something I'll ever consider, because I mean we've been waiting so long for an edge. I mean, it's just we're agonizing for an edge. It's painful. Yeah, try Thibodeau a trade down for both picks. Yeah, I mean, look, I'll try a draft like that. You guys will get to drive one too. We can pick up some amazing like quantity of players if we trade both of them down and still get quality players. But if we have a chance at our edge, I'm getting my edge. I mean, that's what I do.
I think you always have an edge, man.
I mean, with Carl Lawson coming back and drafting, if one of those two slip, and I don't know that they're guarantees. There's definitely some. I mean, we know as Jet fans, there's definitely some risk, but I think we have to take our shot. I mean, we really have to take our shot at having a dominating defensive line. We all remember what it used to be like when we used to do it. And I'm going to right now add to the stream somebody that you may or may not know. I'll introduce him. It is V-Man. V-Man, how you doing?
Nice room, V-Man. Nice room.
Yeah, just tuning everything.
I love it. You got all your guitars ready?
Well, not all guitars have a bass.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
My my family all plays. We all have guitars. My dad plays bass. He's played bass for a lot of years. So
I built my own electric guitar with a K on the top, so it's a Cravaticaster.
no, I only been playing for a few years. And then I don't practice regularly, so I can barely strut 3 chords. I have this many guitars.
that's cool. So V Man says, like you were basically saying, you're no expert, but I think you're a fun guy, um, and
Yeah,
you're awesome to Jets Talk 24/7 and Green Bean. You're always dropping them super chats and everything. So I said, let's get him on. I thought you were great when Ryan brought you onto the show.
yeah,
Everybody in the chat liked you.
yeah.
So
No, no. I can play one. Maybe I'll play one more. They're warning you, but it's gonna be.
maybe later we'll definitely hear you play a little. That'd be great. Kathy saying don't.
Oh yeah, no, yeah, no. But so what are we gonna talk about first?
So I'm gonna share screen now. We're gonna go into our draft, and you're just gonna get to have an opinion live. Okay, you'll just tell us what you think when we talk about the players, talk about our positional needs. You'll just give me your opinion of what you think we should do.
Hmm.
Sound good?
Yeah.
Okay. So let me share screen.
Well, Gitmo has some suggestion first, and then
If I'm correct, didn't what's his name? Did the edge rusher we signed last year have 4.5 sacks?
Well, yeah, Carl Lawson only had 5.5. Um, I think people thought that he would be a lot better. That he was going. That he had a he was very like top. I think he was top 5 in the league in pressures though. And they
True.
said that since Cincinnati just didn't have the interior line to help him finish up. Like
Hmm.
he didn't get any help with them pushing out. Like he'd
Yeah.
step up into the pocket.
True.
And yeah, so I think the feeling was is that we were going to be able to with Quinton Williams and Franklin and Rankins, we
Mhm.
were going to be able to force
Yeah.
not allow the quarterback to step up into the pocket and then allow Lawson to get more sacks.
Pretty much. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, but unfortunately, nothing ever goes our way. Even when I do every step. Like I'll tell you this: if you don't know this, I actually live in Peekskill, where the Jets used to hold their training camps in the '60s.
Oh wow.
So I actually, and first off, I want to say like late but belated passing to Don Maynard. I've always wanted to meet him to see if this old urban legend Jets story that's been told around my town is true. So there was a teacher in my high school, and his house was located on the path they would take from the practice field to the old military academy where they would stay, where their training facility was. The thing was, this old military academy was from the 1800s. There's no air conditioning, so it's scorching
Oh,
hot.
no.
And the teacher in question had a pool. So he's in his kitchen his kitchen as a kid, I guess, making a snack, getting himself a snack something. And next thing you know, he hears a splash. He runs to look into his backyard. Half the team, full pads, everything, jumps into his pool, and as quickly as they jump, they run out and just run right to the military academy.
you're a trip, man.
So
What town are you in?
Peekskill. You can look it up if you want to. The fact check it's the old Peekskill Military Academy, which is
Oh,
also happens to be where the author of The Wizard of Oz went.
all right. Well, that's pretty cool.
This,
Good mom, Bob.
this same teacher though has the entire 1968 Jets team autograph on 2 miniature footballs.
Well, that's pretty awesome. So we have Owen and Gitmo are discussing Kalifdis, who some have him as the third
And
edge in the draft.
I can see that.
Yeah. Anyway, I don't. We'll see what if JD was to take him. Obviously, there'll be a reason for it. And
There's a reason, but the thing that bugs me is that I'm tired of seeing every person, every outsider person, constantly mocking us with Stingley. That shit drives me nuts.
Yeah.
It's no. The reason that the cornerbacks the reason why the secondary looks bad is because they get no pressure up front, allowing the quarterback to dice everything up.
Absolutely. Gitmo Bob says that he says he worked at Indian Point for 30 years. What a small world.
Yeah, I had a cousin Vito that worked at Indian Point. But he'll probably say, oh, there were a dozen Vitos.
So, hey, we're going to start the draft. It's 7 rounds. I'm going fast speed. I'm going to have to read out the situations because I know very few people can see the screen. So I'll do that. Lee, keep your eye on the chat, and let's see what happens right now, man.
Oh, the wet dream scenario has just happened.
The wet dream just happened. It's funny. We're not being offered any trades, but Aiden Hutchinson slept. So Aiden Hutchinson is.
You cannot say no to Aiden Hutchinson. Number 2, 1 or 2. He's edge A, B, whichever one you want to pick. He is one of the cream of the crop edges of this draft.
I absolutely agree. I agree. I think about 90% of Jets fam would take Aiden Hutchinson in this situation. I don't think there are a lot of people out there that turn this down. So we're gonna take Aiden Hutchinson. We're already in a good mood, right? This day one is not gonna end bad for us. We know that already because we got our edge and we got one of the 2 we wanted.
All right.
But now we can get a little funky with our 10th pick, right? Because we got the edge taken care of.
Do we want? I don't want to help a division rival. Who's the other offer?
Let's look at the other offer. Also, going down to 26 is going to take some guys off the board for us that we might want. So here's one where we don't have to drop that down that much, and we could turn our 69 into pick 44.
That looks pretty good.
That's pretty good. I'll work with the Browns.
Yeah. I think that it's a good pick because going up from 69 to 44 is a huge deal. And I think when you look at our needs and the kind of players we're looking at, I don't think it makes a difference if we're 10 or 13 because I think the guys we're looking at are going to be there anyway.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right. Go. Punch it.
Punch it. There we go. So let's see who went off. So Wilson, Olave, a couple of wide receivers went off. Derek Stringley came off the board.
Is the guy from Arkansas still there, or did he get taken already?
No. Burks is still there. For some reason, they don't have Burks ranked very high on PFN.
I've heard a lot of things. I've heard maybe they haven't factored in the ACL injury to Williams.
Yeah.
Might be.
Yeah, maybe not. Yeah, there's a lot of things that they haven't factored in, and Burks might actually move up because of that. So that was a bad break. That was a bad break for us.
Oh yeah, bad break, but it was nice to see Alabama lose.
Yeah. I'm gonna look at the next offer because I don't think we want to go down to 31. I think that's too far.
Yeah.
Casey wants us to go down to 29.
If I could remember his last name, I would tell you it would start. But I don't. I only know him through I've never actually met the guy, but I just know him because he's Dane. And I just know him because he's family.
Yeah. Do you agree, as good as the draft offers we're getting, that we're going to reject these because they're too far?
I'm not dropping down to the end of the first. There's still and I think right now you need to look at it. You have what's his name from? I can't remember his name from Arkansas. What was his name from Arkansas? I can't remember it right now.
It's Burks.
Yeah, no, because that's the thing. The thing we're lacking is that X factor, that elite number 1 wide receiver. I mean, and you look at what the impact number 1 wide receivers have done. You look what D Hop has done for Kyler Murray. You look at what Diggs has done for Allen, and you look at what Jamar Chase has done for Joe Burrow. You can't deny the impact that having that top of the line wide receiver can do for your offense.
Okay, and the truth is, even though he's ranked 27 in PFN, the truth is, if you go to Draft Tech and you go to other sites, there's a lot of sites that have him going like in the teens.
Mhm.
So he's not necessarily, a lot of people say, why, 27, but realistically, JD could use the 10th pick on Traylon Burks realistically, just based on, or the 13th pick.
Well, yeah, all depends on what you do in free agency or what you do in trade market. Because he's made hints that he's going to try to look into those areas.
So I'm just going to read off who's available. So before we do this Traylon Burks move, I'm going to let people who know or not, basically everyone. Okay, we wouldn't be interested in a Jabo. I know everybody agrees with that. Linderbaum is available. I know people would want to go there. The linebackers, both linebackers are available. Devin Lloyd and Nakobe Dean. So we'd be passing up on them. We'd be passing up on Drake London. Although as good as he is, I don't know if he's a better scheme fit. I think Burks is the better fit. Sauce Gardner is there. So everybody's there, right? This is basically, we're just getting to do whatever we want to do. Tom Bon Jovi thinks we can go defense. What do you think about that, man?
Sure, it's like, I mean, like, look, you already got your edge to complement Lawson, so your front four is going to be, which is the backbone of solid defense. So you'd be able, like, and then are you going to be able to get another capable wide receiver that can really fit that number one role later on? Or can you get a capable linebacker that can service their role later on?
Yeah. Well, I would probably take Dean now and go for a wide receiver, but I'm going to listen to you. I'm going to, we're trying different kinds of drafts. We'll take Burks and we'll get a linebacker later. We'll still be able to get someone later. This is a little different than I usually do it, but let's assume that in free agency we don't get a premier wide receiver, and they're really dead serious about wanting a number one, a big target for Zach.
Yeah.
And let's say they just grab Traylon Burks. Boom, we do it. Gitmo's going absolutely ballistic now. Don't worry about Gitmo. We're just having fun. I'm not the actual GM, so we didn't. That's not real life. That didn't happen.
Literally.
Okay. Oh, we got a trade offer. Pick 35 goes down to pick 105, guys. So 35 goes all the way down 70 slots. Here's what Carolina is offering us to do that.
What, with the year after?
They're offering us their 2023 first round pick. Now remember,
Carolina, and they stink.
And are they really going to be able to turn it around that fast? Because who's their quarterback going to be next year? They're paying Sam Darnold.
The guy who got statistically outplayed by Joe Flacco in 2020.
Yep. I also want to remind everybody that we did gain an extra pick with that trade with Cleveland. Mm-hmm. So we still have, like, if I show you right here, we would still have the 38th and the 44th pick. We would just gain a first round pick next year, and then we get to go into next year with a first round pick. What do you think about that, V-Man?
It's like, that's nice. It's a brain dead deal. I mean, you have to. I mean, like, let's be honest. They're not going to be this stupid to give us this deal.
It doesn't. It feels like kind of a weird deal that they would give us a third round and a first round in exchange for a second round.
I don't think they'd really give us this deal, which is why I think we should take it.
Yeah, because this seems like a too good to be true type deal. Because especially because
says they want a quarterback.
I mean, you said what?
They want a quarterback.
Yeah.
I guess go ahead. Why not?
I'm going to just try to be like what a smart GM would do, and I'd say you just can't turn that down. I mean, we have the other picks behind it. Now, obviously, Atlanta wants us to do a trade where we go from 38 to 43. Now, there's still a lot of guys on the board, but Brent, the thing I have against this is we would probably lose out on Brandon Smith, the linebacker from Penn State, if we took this.
Oh, no, Penn linebacker university? No.
Right.
No.
So
linebacker, no, we need that. We need to be able to get someone who in our linebacker room outside of CJ Mosley.
Absolutely. Well, we might not lose him. It's just that we'd be gambling that we could lose him.
Well, you want to know what? We've gambled a bit. Play it safe.
Play it safe. Okay, so what we're gonna do here is we're gonna grab Brandon Smith because we passed on Dean for Burks. Let's make sure we get our linebacker. So boom.
So what next pick? Tight end?
So now we got the 44th. Yeah, I'm thinking tight ends. We Minnesota wants us to trade down 2 spots to the 46th. They want our 162, but they'll give us next year's 4th. I'm not a big fan of that.
Yo, Jets, mess.
No.
What's up, mess? Are you a fan of that trade, V-Man?
No. Oh, by the way, I just want to ask: is the mic good on this? Because this thing just came in like 2 hours ago.
You sound okay. You sound all right.
All right.
There's some things you might. I don't know. I'm not really a good sound guy, but all I know is I can hear you. You sound okay.
My last webcam had me sounding like a Muppet.
No, I think you're okay. I mean, it's working, but and you'll probably get used to it and listen back to it and make adjustments or whatever. But like,
we need. Jeff, I do not like this offer. Yeah, we need to nab our tight end to complement what hopefully is an Dalton Schultz we get in free agent.
Okay, so I want to say I was used to McBride being down at like 84, but they've moved him up in the rankings to 56.
Mm-hmm.
So he's a guy. If we don't grab him now, we don't get McBride. Even though Wademeyer is ranked higher than McBride, personally, I like Trey McBride better. What do you think, B-Man?
I haven't really looked up either of them, so can you tell?
Okay.
Do they? Can you show me that? Doesn't PFN have like their like bios on them?
Yeah. So this is Jalen Wademeyer.
A tough route savvy. Okay. Mm-hmm. And
So
then
he's a very big guy. He's a good blocker. Which is why I think he's ranked higher than McBride. Just so you know, like I think because
so
he's
better
very all around.
McBride's the jack of all trades where.
Well, Wademeyer is probably not the receiving tight end that McBride is, but people probably think of him as a better blocker.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
I think probably might be a bit. What do you think is easier to improve on, blocking or catching?
Well, that's good. Well, no one's saying McBride can't block. That's the good news. So, like, it's not that he's not good. He's not as good maybe as Wademeyer, but it's hard to really tell because they go against different competitions. You're never really sure. And there are some people that rank McBride above Wademeyer. That's just these guys. Like if you go to draft, so.
Well, if he's already if he can catch, then go McBride. Then he's a better all around player.
Yeah, and they also say he's very good at run blocking. So.
Well, we do like to run.
We do like to run. So we're going to take McBride. People want to take a safety. I think we got a deep draft in safety. We'll be able to get a safety later, guys.
Yeah. The safety, that's also safety is just one of those positions that always manages to shake free anyway.
Right. Okay. It's picking now. We're going down.
Yo, Harry!
We're going down. Harry's here. What's up, buddy? That's awesome. Thanks for tracking that, Lee, because I wouldn't remember to say hello. No hot sauce today, man. No hot sauce. Just V-Man. I don't know if you remember V-Man from Jets Talk 24/7. He was on once, and we all had a good time. Just so you all know, you all probably recognize him from Green Bean's channel. He's always doing super chats, and he's always part of the Jets.
Always doing funny. I gotta tell you something about some of my funny videos I've done on YouTube.
Okay.
So, hold on. Hold on a second.
Go.
Give me a second. What? Just 1 second. Yeah.
I told you.
I think he's got to tune those guitars. What do you think?
I told you he's a trip.
Sorry about that. Just
No problem. No
Sound
worries.
out of tune to me, man.
they're probably all right. Do them.
Okay, so Lee, what are they saying in the chat? I see a lot of banter going on. What are they upset about? What are they happy about?
I want you to scroll up so they can see everything that's available.
Okay, so I'm going to read the order of what's available. We're at pick 105.
Mhm.
Running back Zach Charbonnet. Running back Tyler Algiere. Running back Zonovan Knight. Boom, boom, boom. All running backs. Channing Tyndall from Georgia, linebacker from Georgia.
Mhm.
Offensive tackle Rasheed Walker. Tight end Cade Otton. Linebacker Damon Clark. Safety Damari Richardson from Texas A&M.
Mhm.
John Mechie's in there from Alabama, wide receiver. He finally went up in the rankings. They had him really low and he moved up. Matthew Butler, defensive tackle. Trey Berry, tight end. Smoke Monday is there. He's a.
That's a name.
Hmm?
That's a name.
I'm sorry, what are you saying?
No, that's a name.
Yeah, that's a name.
Yeah. Smoke Monday is a great name.
Smoke Monday, man. No thanks. I smoked yesterday, Sunday.
He's the highest ranked. He's the highest ranked safety on the board. Also, people are asking about center, right? So let's look at the highest ranked center. All the good centers are gone, guys. Sorry. The highest ranked center left is. Oh, maybe not. Hold on. Yeah, the highest ranked one left is Cameron Jurgens from Nebraska. So we are doesn't look like we're getting a center this draft.
Hey, AC just got here. He was looking for a recap.
Okay. Recap. We got Aiden Hutchinson. We got Traylon Burks. We got Brandon Smith at linebacker. We got Trey McBride at tight end. So we've addressed 4 positions with 4 impact players, we think. Edge, wide receiver, linebacker, tight end. We have not done safety. We have not done running back. We haven't done offensive line at all.
And Gitmo's not happy that you passed on Bottle.
Oh, and battle.
No.
Battle, Bottle.
Oh well.
Well, I just don't think I don't know that I don't know that safety is they seem to be a team that like traditionally typically I mean when I say team I mean coaching staff / GM that doesn't really invest a lot in safeties, although they did with they did once at San Francisco pick a safety late in the first round. So it's not like like Salah never was part of a team that did it. So I'm not going to go as far as saying that. But we still have Smoke Monday there. We have Yusuf Corker. If you guys really want a safety, Tyke Smith, Quentin Lake, these are all possibilities.
All right. Well, I guess people want safety. I mean, just go for a safety. Then.
Well, Bon Jovi wants a running back.
The running back from BY. Where is he? That's your. You'd have to go obviously in offense.
He's one of the top guys left on the board. He's from BYU. Zach is used to target him a lot, so Zach is really used to him. So there is definitely a chemistry there already that's built in.
Mm-hmm.
I think Gitmo's going to blow his stack if we don't take a safety.
Well, let's take a safety. There's a good. Take a safety. You can always find a running back.
Yeah, let me move you up here. Yeah, there. So if we show the chat, we'll cover me up so people could see me, man. Yeah. So look, everybody's torn. People want a running back. People want a safety.
Oh, someone's talking about that in the chat. Oh yeah.
Now, remember, we might sign a safety in free agency, right? So there's different things that might,
Safeties generally do shake loose in free agency, so you probably could get one from there.
Yeah. This is going to be. Hey, Gitmo, we're going to do another one where I really listen to the chat and then we're going to do votes. And so don't worry about it.
Okay, that one I could explain. I've done multiple live streams where I've actually eaten an entire ghost pepper.
That's pretty cool.
Pepper boy.
See, so we could have V-Man on Cravat Attack eating hot sauce.
Yeah, we should have him as a guest with me and Matthew and you.
No, I gotta tell you, there's one game I invented for it combines trivia. So it combines a trivia game, roulette, and a drinking game. So basically, I call it wing roulette. So you get 6 drinks and 6 wings. The catch is one of them's jacked with ghost sauce. And so with every question you get right, you take a drink. Every question you get wrong, you eat a wing. And you don't know which wing is the ghost wing.
I like mystery hot sauce very much. I do.
I'm
You don't know what the pain level is going to be at all.
gonna end Tom Bon Jovi's suffering, and I'm gonna pick Tyler Algiere from BYU, the running back. Now, one thing I should say is, and I should have reminded everybody, is that we had a pick. I'm not dealing with Miami. We had a pick just a few picks later, so we get to pick again. And look at that. The 2 running backs that we passed on are still there. I still don't see a safety that's hot value for where we are in the draft. We also have 114. So I think we should Smoke Monday will still be available. There's no reason to reach for him now.
Mm-hmm.
So
Owen still wants the BY running back.
we got him.
running back.
We took him.
We took him already, yeah.
We took him. So now you're saying safety from Oregon. I think he's usually ranked lower, so he's further down in the draft. Let me see, or he may be gone. Oh, he's gone. Wow, he moved up because he used to be. Sorry, dude, we lost out on the McKinley or something like that. We lost out on him. So, okay, so we got another decision to make. We have. I think we need another linebacker personally. So I think the move here is to go for Channing Tindall because he's really good. He's a great linebacker from Georgia.
Mm-hmm.
Did we even get a linebacker? Let me see who we got. We did get Brandon Smith from Penn State. I think the best value on the board for us is a linebacker. I think if we reach for a safety now, we're reaching below the number of the draft even. And we have another pick coming right up, so we can grab a safety. We'll get the same guy with the next pick.
Okay, then get a linebacker then.
Okay, Owen's saying Ruckert, but we already got Trey McBride. And I think we can get Ruckert later. So I'm going to take another linebacker. We got to help the defense. We got to start focusing on defense. We went pretty, so.
I mean,
we did nothing for the offensive line. I will say that.
it wasn't that bad. Honestly.
Gibbo says, how about a guard since we're drafting players we don't need?
The O-line.
Gibbo is not happy. Okay, so let's at least get the safety out of the way.
No,
We're gonna take Smoke Monday. I think he's gonna be really good. I do. With a name like Smoke Monday, how could you not be good?
He better be good. He better be good.
You better be good.
I wonder what's his brother? Drink Monday?
Shoot up Sunday.
Look at that. I'm not taking any more trades. All right. So here we go. Emil Ekiyor is in the perfect spot for this pick because he's the 133rd ranked person, and we're at 145th. He's the second highest valued guy on the board. We certainly don't need a running back. We already took one. He's from Alabama, so he's a guard from Alabama. That's always a good sign. You don't usually or typically play on Alabama,
This year, pretty good.
But Bob's telling you, just wait for the letter grade he's going to give you. And there was no hot sauce. No, not induced by anything.
No hot sauce. No. Alabama is an offensive line.
I like the EE alliteration.
Well, then I guess we have to fill Joe Douglas's quota of always drafting linemen.
They're saying he's like your typical Alabama offensive lineman, which is a really good sign because most of the offensive linemen that come out of Alabama are NFL ready guys. So he might need a year to cook. But let's take a shot at them. We need to get some help on the offensive line.
Yes, that's the place I'd most like to see help.
You want to know what? Yeah, you just have Dr. Guard out there for another year, and then you have him take his place. Because I cannot pronounce that guy's name.
I don't know, but we're at pick 162, and what do we want to do, Lee? What are they saying on the board now for pick 162?
They're saying that pick someone else you don't need.
Well, I wonder what Bob wants to do now. How about a guard?
Guard, so
Drafting players we don't really. Well, we already took a guard.
Yeah.
Oh, he's joking to say we should take another guard.
yeah, oh,
He
now
wants a kicker.
He wants a kicker.
speaking of that, actually, fun fact: the name of the Jets kicker also happens to be the name of the best man at my parents' wedding, who is also a diehard Jets fan.
Yeah, just in case Zach doesn't cut it.
Yeah.
We have a suggestion of quarterback. It's a joke.
Look, I'm making the top of my head blend with Harry's head. So we're one person. Hi, my name is Harry Jeremy.
I just do eeny, meeny, miny, moe.
I don't know if you heard that, Tom, for sure. I have to look into that because I haven't read anything like that. Was there any real verifiable news that says that Jordan Battle's not leaving college? Because that's based on the fact
crazy.
that he's projected to go second round. That's really risky. What if he tears an ACL or something?
Yeah, you'd end up like Bryce Hall.
Yeah. Oh, you're right. He'll end up like Bryce Hall. He'll get picked in the 5th round, and he'll be a good player, but he'll have lost a ton of money over it.
Yep. Here, if I'm reading it right now, Jordan. Yep, he says it's on his Twitter. Let's run it back. God's plan, Divine 9.
Traded down too far for Panthers first. And I know you're saying that, Joe, but you're not. If that really happened, nobody would be complaining in a year from now when we have 2 first round draft picks. And Carolina's probably not going to be any worse than the 15th pick, right? Even if they play better and they win more games, it's still about mid-teens pick.
I want that first round pick. They're not going to be any good.
No, they're not. No, they're not. As long as you got Brady, as long as you still have Brady in that division, Saints are going to be a feisty team, and then who knows what the Falcons are going to be.
Right. So Dylan Gray says OT or OG. Well, we just took an OG.
Mm-hmm.
And there's no tackle that's really value on this pick, except for maybe Jamari Salyer. I can't say his name. Jamari Salyer. He is an offensive tackle from Georgia, so the school is good. Let's see if there's any notes on him. Coming soon. That's not a good sign. Because that means he wasn't a guy anybody was excited about. See, I don't really see any tackles. I mean, we kind of lost out. Look, and I keep explaining. I've said this a lot of times. No matter how we do this draft, we're going to have to sacrifice and compromise because we have more holes than we do picks for premier players.
I agree with you, Dylan, man. I agree with you.
I know. Now, you could check back to my other mock drafts. I go offensive line very often. Jeremy, check Matt O'Leary's Twitter. Okay. I will. Does he talk? Oh, he talks about Battle. I'm guessing that's related to Battle. So I will, because O'Leary's a pretty good source.
Yeah.
Battle went back in the bottle.
This went. What is Owen saying? Leak, bring that up for me, because Owen said something.
He's saying the first round's big.
Yeah.
And the first round pick's big, like we were saying.
Yeah, I mean, it would be the 3rd year in a row that we're getting two first round picks. And it's a
we
long.
Also got the edge.
Yeah, it's a long process rebuild.
Yeah, no, it's just confirming what I already said that Jordan Battle's going for another year at Alabama.
Yeah. Wow. Okay.
Yeah, that's taking a huge gamble there.
You know what I'm going to do with this pick? I'm just going to take a center. I'm going to take this kid Cameron Jurgens. He's like the 5th ranked overall center. Development guy. Maybe we'll throw a dart. Maybe we get our future center, right? So let's just grab him. Let's end the misery of this draft for Bob.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's just great. And I forgot we have nothing else.
I mean, we just got to look at at the end of the day, you got to look and see did we become a better team just now? So we're going to look at this list. Yeah, most definitely. We didn't finish building the team, but there's free agency, and there's going to be holes going into next year too, because there's no way we were taking a 2-14 roster that we were from Adam when Adam Gase left, and there was no way in 2 years we were going to fill every hole. It's just not possible.
Well, not just Adam Gase, but years of ineptitude with the front office.
Yeah,
Very good
starting
point.
from nothing. Starting from nothing.
Yeah, no. I was gonna tell you, I've actually made some pretty funny football videos over the last few years. Oh
Yeah.
yeah. Oh no, that's not might, will. That's not a might, that's a will.
Yeah.
But yeah, so like I was going back. So like right after the Patriots lost their last playoff game to the Titans, I immediately edited a video of that pick six. So I slowed it. So like I edited it and I put the Doors the end to it.
Wow.
I put it in black and white. So it's like Tom Brady throws the interception, fades to black, and it just shows him just popping his like chin strap off, and his head drops, and the song is just playing.
Yeah, yeah. And Owen, yeah, that's I think what we have to really focus on. Those first 4 picks are
Oh yeah,
impact players.
oh yeah, no, that turns everything right there. Look, you got the edge to complement Loss. You got the edge to complement Loss, and so you've got your defensive front to wreak havoc. You've got that number 1 wide receiver to complement Davis and Moore, and then you got a linebacker to help with your to help make sure that you don't get gashed in the run. And then you got that, and then now you got a tight end, so that if you do get let's say you get a Schultz in free agency, now you can actually run. You can actually try to run a 2 tight end set.
Yeah, yeah. And Trey McBride probably comes in as our tight end 1. Maybe his rookie year he's tight end 2, and they pick somebody up in free agency. We can't be 100% sure, but those are 4 impact players. But then let's go to our next pick, Tyler Algiere. He's a highly ranked running back. A lot of people have him in the top 5. He knows Zach. He made a lot of great catches for Zach. If you watch Zach's tape, there's a lot of tape of him getting some very big receptions from this kid in his last year there. So this kid, in 20 when he played with Zach was very good. And he's probably our running back too, right? And and unless Coleman comes back, or maybe he's our running back 3 his first year, but in the future he becomes our RB2.
No, definitely.
Channing Tindall, I know a lot of people don't know about him, but he's a guy who probably starts for us, or is right off the bench. He's no joke.
No, that looks like a good. They got a good linebacker room. You've got your. no, someone revealed things.
Is that Vincent? Yeah, Tony, man, I brought him on. So Tony remembers you from the channel, from Jets 24. Like he knows who you are.
Yeah.
Smoke Sunday might be a starting safety for us. We've taken guys off the junk pile, undrafted guys, and they've looked okay. And Smoke Monday is somebody people talk about. If you go to other sites, they have him ranked in the top 5 or 6 for safeties in what they're calling a deep year for safeties, a very deep year. So it's very possible that Smoke Monday makes the starting lineup game 1 of his rookie year.
Mm-hmm.
And then the others, I'll admit the others are throwing darts.
Yeah, right? But when you get that late, that the draft becomes just dart throwing.
Yep. And it's good to see you, Tony G. Hello to you. We're dart throwing, but we're taking from good schools, right? We're taking a guard from Alabama.
Yep.
Who's highly spoken of about. We're taking, and this guy Cameron Jurgens from Nebraska used to be a great center. Any center who gets drafted, in the top 5 rounds, usually in the NFL, a lot of those centers, most of them actually become starting centers, because if you're not like a top 2 or 3 center, you don't go till the 5th, 6th, 7th rounds. So many, if you look, so many centers around the NFL, good, decent centers are guys who were picked in the 6th and 7th rounds. So we just don't know. We don't know.
Well,
But,
Gitmo gave you a D minus. And that's only because you got Hutchinson.
Also,
oh,
generous. Man, that is rough.
so you're saying the Carolina first round pick means nothing? It can't mean nothing. You can't tell me the first pick next year for Carolina means nothing. That going into next year with 2 first round picks means
Yeah,
nothing.
you might get another Hutchinson, right? And then trade for another first round pick.
Oh, you
No,
make another stud player.
Next year we could take the dream tackle with one of those first round picks,
Oh,
right?
yeah, no.
Or the dream guard.
Yeah, no, I mean, definitely.
It's not one of my favorite drafts. It's not the way I would go, but I wanted to include everybody's, input, and I'm not miserable with it. If this happened, I'm not angry.
No, I mean, now you've completed your defensive line. You got a talented wide receiver. You got 2 excellent linebackers. You got the tight end of the future, and you got another capable running back.
Yeah.
You can't go wrong with any of that.
Yeah, it just leaves us with more holes, but like there's some more holes, but there's free agency, so we're pretending that we got another offensive lineman and that we got another really good safety in free agency. Let's just go with that.
Let's say maybe against odds we land Marcus Williams.
Yeah. Well, hey V-Man, I want to thank you for joining us and helping me out with that first draft. We're going to do something different. I'm going to switch off to just letting the chat. If you want to stay on the chat, I'm going to let the whole chat do the voting like Green Bean does and vote for the next draft. But before I let you go, is there anything you want to promote? Any videos that you have that people could watch? Anything like just let us know.
It's just my channel, the same name. It's just a bunch of old videos that I did, some comedy. Like I made a video a while back mocking the Giants for drafting Daniel Jones. I made a video when Tom Brady left the Patriots of his worst interception. Put the ode to joy. That one was fun. That's about it. I really haven't done a lot of videos recently. Like right now, I'm not really focusing on YouTube, more focusing on work and doing some writing projects. Basically, I studied digital media in college, and I'm right now working on writing an animated short.
All right, man. Well, if you hit big and get famous, or when you hit big and get famous, remember me.
All right.
Thank you for joining us, man. And guys, you can follow V-Man. It's just how it's written on the screen, VMan29397 on Twitter. That's how I found him. Follow him, friend him up, or whatever on Twitter, so we can build up his followers. And it was great to have you. And one day we'll have you back.
All right.
Take care, my friend. Good night. Okay, so only if you guarantee Darnold is a quarterback. Then, oh yeah, well, okay. So I saw before that Joe's still not happy, even if we get the 15th pick. Look, I'm gonna do drafts you don't like and drafts that you like. But guess what? We got Lee. I don't know if you know this. We got about 14 people in here.
I know. And I can see the number.
I told you if we have enough people, we'll do a draft with the chat and let the chat decide. So let's do another draft, but we're going to let the chat decide with voting. So let's go 7 rounds fast. Let's draft. Okay, I'm going to have to do a really good job of, you're going to count the votes and take care of all that.
Oh, Hutchinson and Trudeau are both gone.
Yeah. Well, no, this one we have to redo it. I forgot to pick Jets. So it's like acting out the entire draft. So let's restart.
You did that on purpose.
No, that was an accident. I forgot to select Jets. So here we go. People do it all the time. People in the chat are probably laughing because it's happened to them a million times.
I'm laughing. I'm in the chat.
Okay, here we go, guys. So we got trade offers, but I just want to mention that Aiden Hutchinson is in the he slipped. So Aiden Hutchinson is there. And we have a crazy trade offer from Cleveland. So I guess the first vote is, let me read the trade offers. And the first vote will be no trade versus trade. So the first trade is for our 4th pick and giving up the opportunity to take Hutchinson. We're getting Cleveland's 13th pick, their 44th pick, their 78th pick, and their 2nd round next year. So basically, they're giving us their 1st, 2nd, and 3rd round pick and their 2nd for next year. Okay? That's what they're offering. Let me finish. Atlanta is offering, they want our 4th and our 69th pick. I mean, I don't know what the fuck they're doing.
I'm surprised they don't want a few more picks to 10 too.
They're offering their 8th, their 43, and their 63. I mean, screw them. There's no way I'm not even going to take a vote on that, right? Fuck the Falcons, exactly. So do we want trade or Hutchinson, guys? Do we want to take Cleveland's 1st, 2nd, and 3rd pick and their 2nd next year, or do we want to take Hutchinson and get our edge now? Owen already says Aiden, no question, but we got at least 12 people in here. At least 8 of you have been pretty active in the chat. So give me something, Lee. Count it up.
I am saying Tom's saying trade. Owen's saying Hutchinson. Take the trade, says Joe.
So it's 2-1. Take the trade. It's 2-2, right? I think it's 2-2. Oh my God! Next person decides.
Owen said, "Wait a second."
I said, wait a second. Okay. He's screaming at me. He's screaming.
Gitmo breaks it, says take the trade.
Gitmo says take the trade. Gitmo says take the trade. Tony, wow, we're going to do this.
He can't come back later with a D-.
No, I mean, look, it's not a horrible trade. I mean, Hutchinson, what if Hutchinson's a bust? Then look what we turned down.
No, 2 of these are going to be starters for sure, of the 3.
And Cleveland's 2nd next year. Okay, everybody said trade. Like the majority said trade, so we accept the trade. This is your draft, guys. Okay. So now we get to the 10th.
Archers.
We get to the 10th pick. Let me read the trades to all of you. We'll eliminate. Let's first sort this out. For our 10th, the Chargers want to give us their 17th, and to move up those 7 spots, they're going to give us their 2nd round pick, the 48th pick. Now, I want to say that the Giants, Chicago gave the Giants about a 1st round pick for the following year to move up 10 spots. And I think their 2nd round pick. So I almost want to say the hell with that. It looks good, but it's not really, I don't know point wise.
Well, it depends what there is for you in this slot to pick, right?
Yeah. Well, let's go to the next one. New Orleans says, we'll give you our 18th, our 49th, and our 2nd next year, but they're
2nd next year is 3rd this year.
Right. And they're asking for our 16th. They want more than the 10th. So
no.
Screw New Orleans, right, guys? I know.
Too much.
Pittsburgh is saying go down to 20. They want our 108 also.
But they give them the 2nd next year, which is equivalent to the 108 this year.
Yeah. So that's a swap, and we're gaining the 52nd. But that, you know what, though, that means? That makes the Chargers the best pick based on what we just said. Because they're giving us the 2nd this year, right? Which is equal to their 3rd, but they're not asking us for anything more.
We'll go back to that first one.
It feels like the Chargers trade is the best offer.
It's going to fill 2 needs for sure. I mean, basically, we're going to have like 7 picks in the first 3 rounds.
Right. We get an extra need taken care of.
But we have nobody from the top 16.
And let me tell everybody who the players are, okay? Because you got to look at who the next 8 or 9 people are on the list, and are they all going to go? So think about who we pick right now. Let me name the players. Kenyon Green, Garrett Wilson, Kohler Elam, Chris Olave, Derek Stingley Jr., Jamerson Williams, the wide receiver from Alabama, who's not really going to be there because he tore an ACL, Tyler Lindenbaum, Jordan Davis, David Ajabo, the edge. These are all guys, Devin Lloyd, linebacker. These are all these guys. We go down to 17. Some of these are the guys that are probably going to be gone, a lot of them. There's a definitely, when we get to 17, that starts with Jordan Davis, the defensive tackle. We're not taking him. Ajabo is the biggest risk because we didn't get an edge. Dean is still here. Dean hasn't been picked. And usually at 17, you're still going to get Nakobe Dean if you want him. Okay, don't forget, we still have the 13th pick. We still have the 13th pick. So we're going to be able to get an edge. We can get David Ajabo with the 13th pick if we really want to. So what I want to vote now on, keeping that in mind, keeping in mind that we pick 3 picks later. Okay, so we could still get Ajabo at edge or Lindenbaum or any of those guys. Keeping that in mind, Nakobe Dean will be there at 17. He almost always is. Do we do the trade with San Diego?
Jeremy, one more thing. Let's look at the trades we have now. Let's look at the picks we have now.
Okay.
In this draft.
Great. So we already have 10, 13, 35, 38, 44, 69, 78.
I mean, that's incredible. I mean, we would end up with 7 draft picks between 13 and 76. Maybe
And
8, 7 or 8.
I honestly don't know who we take at 10 anyway, based on our needs and who's still going to be there and who we all like.
We haven't heard from Gitmo. What say you?
Yeah, I really want to hear from Gitmo because I'm scared of him.
I just think it lets us get a lot of the real players. Maybe not the big star, but there's never a guarantee anyway, right? We're just getting a bunch of people. Some could be stars.
So everybody knows how I feel about this. I mean, you add yet another pick. Look how many picks we're going to have.
Quality players.
Quality players, guys. We will be able to get linebackers, safety, tight end, guard. We'll be able to get it all. Gitmo said take it. Is that true?
He's truly said it.
What is it? I didn't. Did he say it in the chat, or does Owen and Gitmo talk on the phone? Okay. Okay. Okay.
Look, I think it makes sense. Also, what Joe is saying, you know, you after the top 2, you might get a bust anyway. You might as well take it later.
Yeah. Hey guys, by the way, I'm going to accept the trade. Before we move forward, I just want to stop and say one thing. Oh, look at this. We can do even better. Tomorrow at 12 p.m., at 12 noon tomorrow, my friend Dan, who I've traveled through Europe with, I haven't seen him in years, but greatest guy, put me up in London. He had an apartment there at the time, and I was on sabbatical from whatever. I'm rambling. But anyway, he's going to be on with me, and we're going to do a New York Jets, New York Giants draft. So I'm going to pick the Jets. He's going to draft for the Giants. We're going to do that at noon tomorrow. Lee, you're welcome to join us to fill us in on what the chat is saying tomorrow if you're available. So that's happening tomorrow at noon. It's going to be in the morning for me, 9 a.m. But I just wanted to make that announcement that we're doing that tomorrow. And then me and Lee later in the day tomorrow, see how hard I'm working for you guys. Me and Lee are going to do the New England Buffalo Bills game live watch party. And we're probably going to be throwing a lot of insults towards the Bills and the Patriots. So if you want to stop by and hang out, that's cool too. So now let's look at this trade.
Jets Mess is asking noon Eastern or 3 Eastern, noon Pacific.
It is noon Eastern. Noon Eastern.
9 Pacific.
9 Pacific. So Baltimore's saying, hey, come down 1 spot. And in the second round, we'll let you come up 24 spots. Now, I don't. Baltimore,
do you want those top 3 there?
Well, there's Garrett Wilson, Chris Olave. They're wide receivers. I don't want personally. I don't want to go that high. I think they're good wide receivers later. Um, Derek Stingley is up there. I'm not interested in him. Jameson Williams is up there, taking up a spot for no reason. Tyler Lindenbaum, I'm not really interested in. I would love to get him, but I just don't think. I think we can get a good center without getting him. Okay, so I don't take him, but if Joe Douglas takes him, I'm not mad. I'll leave it at that.
Take the trade, man. What does the chat say?
Well, let me see. There's another trade. There's another trade. So
take it. Just keep trading, man. We'll never pick anything.
Pittsburgh wants us to go down to 20 and let us upgrade our 162 to 52. I'm not going down to 20.
No,
we're not going
to
to
eventually take somebody in this draft.
Guys, what do you think? Should we drop down one more spot? There's tons of players in front of the guys we want anyway. Right. We're going to take it. We're going to make our 69th pick the 45th pick. This is getting out of control. This might be the best draft ever.
Oh, okay. And Jet said no.
Except.
Who'd they take? Who'd they take?
They took
David
Ojabo.
They took our edge. They took our edge.
I should have saw that coming. They did that knowing we needed an edge. Really. It's smart. I don't think we're going to take any of these trades. Oh, wait a second.
That's right, Tony.
Eagles want us to trade one spot, and our 78th pick will move up to 51. I don't see why not.
At this point, let's go.
Let's just accept it.
We'll have every pick between 30 and 50 at this rate.
So the Eagles took Stingley, and everybody else wants us to trade back too far. 27, 32, and 29. We did enough trades. I'm going to reject them all. Okay? I don't mind losing Stingley. There's no way we were going to agree to take him anyway, right, guys? So here we go. Let me show you what we have before I name the players. We haven't taken anybody yet, by the way. We haven't taken a soul. Okay? We have the 15th pick, the 17th pick, the 35th pick, the 38th pick, the 44th pick, the 45th pick, the 48th pick, the 51st pick. So in the top, basically the top 50 picks, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's epic.
You can build an expansion team with this.
And we still get the 108 and the 114 where you get certain guys, like you get a Smoke Monday. Like, you know what I mean? Like you could still actually get guys down there because it's not that far down to be like 108, like to be almost the top 100 pick.
Pick a palooza.
Starters come from those picks. Okay, so it's time to start picking because we can only pay a certain amount of players anyway. Did we get any draft capital from any of those trades? For next year, I mean? We didn't with that one. Oh, yeah. It looks like we got a second round next year at least. Is that all we got?
I think if it really happens, Tom, I'd be going nuts. I would love it. Just stacking your team, man.
There would be people so mad and at the same time people so happy. Green Bean would be doing jumping jacks. He'd be rolling around on the floor.
That's how you build a team.
You know, like he'd be doing jumping jacks. There are fans that would be very, very upset.
Joe and Gimmo Bob both saying Dean. Dean.
So I think we can get Dean with the next pick. Is there anybody else we're worried about losing? I'm just saying because – guys, I want to highlight somebody that we usually don't look at right now. We can get Dean with the next pick. Since we didn't get one of the top edges, okay, do we consider taking Ikea Iguano from North Carolina, the tackle, remembering that he could play guard as well? So this is a guy.
This is a 15th pick. We get the 17th pick also for Dean, right?
Right. We got the 17th pick. We'll get Dean. Okay, the guy that might not be there right now is Ikea Iguano. Okay, now you have to remember he's an elite guard, like he's really, really good. He's being regarded similar to AVT was at this point last year. He's a guy who could play guard, and some people have him ranked in the top, like Draft Tech has him top 10. People have him going at 8. I saw somebody. I saw the Giants.
I'm saying I always think we need OL help. So I'm in there. No one is telling us anything right now except Dean. But I think we get Dean next pick.
I promise you, we'll get Dean with the next pick. Yeah, but we're not going to take. I mean, it doesn't make sense. I mean, they're not going to take Dean and Lloyd. We're not going to. I mean, it would be insane. I'm not denying it would be insane. But remember what they said. Remember what they said.
Owen doesn't believe your guarantee.
I promise you, we're going to get Dean with the 17th pick. I've done enough of these. I promise you.
So you're not really listening to your chat. You're listening to me.
Let's do a vote. Do you want to do? I'm going to give you. Okay, I'm going to do a vote. Do you want to take Nakobe Dean now, even though we have two picks later? Okay, and keep this in mind. Even if Dean was picked, there's still Devin Lloyd. So keep that in mind. Or do you want to secure our right guard who can then become a tackle? Okay, remembering how bad our offensive line was. Okay, so I'm going to do so everybody votes. You want Ikeem? You could just say IK. Or do you want Dean? You could just type Dean. IK or Dean.
I see Dean. I see Dean. I see Dean. I see Dean. It's Mean Dean.
I'm going to do what they say, even though I swear to you he'd be there. We're going to take him. So
it pains me. And that says Dean.
Okay. So this is interesting. Because I don't know that everybody's going to vote for line. I can't believe you're going to wait to the second round for offensive line.
I can't believe our first pick was Dean.
Yeah, but he's great.
Yeah, I know.
Great.
First pick. Yeah.
We're gonna have what this draft is going to be based on the volume of players. Obviously.
Yes. If we ever get there.
Okay, Joe. I listened to you. I took Dean. You guys really don't want to grab Akeem?
We need help on the offensive line.
We need line help so bad. You really want to?
Okay, Owen Sam, go for it.
I mean, I like Zion, but Zion in the second round is a risk, guys. That's why he's second round. There's concern about him. Iguano
is you got Gitmo chiming in.
Yeah, I know Gitmo wants offensive.
Owen's in there. You got to vote for Linderbaum.
That's not a bad pick. I wouldn't be mad if he took Linderbaum at this point. But I like a guy who could step in at right guard and be a tackle when Fant is done. If he leaves in free agency. Or if Becton gets hurt, can move to tackle. That's what I like. So I see a lot of people saying Icky Sticky.
Mess.
Okay, what does mess say?
It says OL, baby.
Okay. So we're going to do that.
IK. Come on.
Okay, before I do it.
Take Burks.
Okay, it's your draft, guys. Let's look at the trade offers. We can go down to 18. It's one spot. Okay? It's one spot. They want to give us their fourth round pick next year. The next offer is go down to the 22nd pick, which is very risky, obviously, 5 slots. But we get Miami second next year. But we don't like doing business with Miami. And Kansas City's out of their mind. We're not dropping down to 29. So the only thing to consider is yes or no. Do I drop down one spot and get a free fourth round pick for us next year? Yes or no? That's the vote. Lee, count them up. Yes on the trade or no on the trade? We go 17 to 18 and we pick up New Orleans.
Saying if he goes down one, we lose Ick. I don't think that's true. It's probably not true, but
I think they're trading up for Lindenbaum, honestly, or Garrett Wilson. You got to think of New Orleans needs, guys.
Tom says take the trade. I think Ant Jets is saying take the trade.
Tom said no.
New Orleans. I read New Orleans. I read New Orleans. Oh,
no, they're voting no.
No to the trade. No. A lot of no's then. I thought it was New Orleans.
Joe wants to counter and ask for Miami's second this year. We have so many picks this year. I don't think it's possible to sign them all. I think you get to a point where you can't afford it. I was like, why not Bob and Tom?
They're saying, why wouldn't you take it? Because they think you should take it. It's one spot.
Okay.
Who are we going to lose? It's a good way to decide
If we lose
who to
him, if
take.
we lose him, I'm fired. Okay. Okay, let's reject that trade. We're not going down to 30. Okay. He's still there. Okay. And we just gained a 4th round pick, guys. Okay. So I'm not doing counters yet, Joe. We have more time, I will, but I have a pizza getting cold. Okay, so who do we want here?
We took the Saints trade.
Yeah.
Yeah, good.
And
good.
everybody's still there. The
We
Saints
took it. Everybody's still there. Everybody's still there. Anybody wanted.
The Saints picked Jameson Williams, the
Yeah,
guy
we're
who
never
just
gonna
tore
do
his ACL. The guy who just tore his ACL.
Yeah.
Okay, so with the 18th pick, we have to decide what to do. First, we have to say defense or okay. So I think we all want IK, right? But I'm going to do a vote because I see Lindenbaum. Someone keeps saying Lindenbaum. So let's make it. Is it Linderbaum or Iguano? So is it IK or TY? Do your vote now.
I
We
got
got
1-1. I got 1-1. I still have 1-1. Tom voted twice.
Don't do that, Tom.
Joe still wants Burks.
Oh, he really wants Burks. Yeah. I get everybody else hates it when I do that, though.
Okay, Sun Moon Rise, IK, any single time. That's 2-1. Let's do it. 2-1 to 1.
One vote for Burks, one vote for Lindenbaum, and more for IK. So we're gonna take from North Carolina State, Ikem Iguano. He's probably eating at Cluesley, the same hot dog restaurant we eat. Okay. Okay. 35th pick time. Okay. I think before I read the trade offers, we have to read the players. So this happens every time. The top 3 guys on the board that are left are all quarterbacks, so we don't care. Lewis Seen from Georgia, the safety, is there, guys. Burks is not there. He's gone. I'm sorry, Joe. There's no Burks. There's no Burks. But supposedly, according to Ryan from Jets Talk 24/7, we're getting a premier wide receiver in free agency. So safety, Lewis Seen. There's cornerback Trent McTuffie. There's Isaiah Spiller at running back. There's Nicholas Petit-Frere at tackle. Drake Jackson at edge. We haven't taken an edge. So the highest rated edge player on the board is Drake Jackson, but he's all the way down ranked at 41. Zion Johnson, offensive guard. We probably already filled that need. Isaiah Likely, tight ends. I don't know many Jet fans who want Likely over the other guys. Brandon Smith, the linebacker. We already took a linebacker. I think we should heavily consider this trade. This first trade is 35th to 40. We dropped 5 spots.
Wait, Jeremy, before we decide, what picks do we have coming up behind the 35th and the 40th?
Okay. And that's a key thing, Lee, because we go we go again at 38.
Yeah.
And 44 and 45. So we're going to get to go right away.
Yeah.
We don't drop, we're going to get, if there's anyone you like, we're going to get them. So this is a good trade. So Owens, I'm going to say it again. The trade is our 35th and our 114th. Denver gives us their 40th. We drop down 5 spots, but our 114 moves up. Lee, do the math for me, 40 spots to 75.
That's going to turn someone that potentially could play into someone that probably could play.
Right. That 114 Smoke Monday now becomes.
I don't think we have any other good trades out there, right? Owen's asking what trades we have. I don't think we have any other good trades.
Well, Pittsburgh wants us to go down to 52nd, and they want our 162nd, but they'll give us their 2nd round next year.
That's like a 3rd this year.
Yeah. So I don't think we're going to consider that. So I think the Denver trade is one to vote on. It's up to the guys. Owen already said Broncos is a great trade. So let's take a vote on that, Owen, so we know where your vote is. Everybody, yes or no to this trade with Denver? Keeping in mind that we have the 38th pick, and the top guys on the board are 3 quarterbacks. Yes or no on the trade?
Take the deal. Owen says take the deal.
You know how Owen feels.
Yeah. I don't see any other nobody else is voting. Nobody cares.
There's a delay. I think YouTube is behind us.
And Jet says yes, do it.
Yes, and he didn't get his way last time. Sure. Gitmo saying sure.
Joe says
Joe
take the
thinks that-
safety.
Joe Campione, I'm going to lose him as a follower because we're not doing anything he's saying.
So it's a yes. Do it.
Obviously, yes. Let's hope that we're still going to get that safety.
Let's see who he lost.
We did not lose the safety.
Woohoo!
You lost cornerback Kendrick, Sam Howell quarterback, Isaiah Spiller running back. We didn't lose anything, guys.
Nothing.
We didn't lose anything, but we
Now we
gained
have the
40 picks.
38th and the 40th, and one right behind that as well.
Okay. Now the Bengals want us to take the
Bengals.
want us to take, and now we're in danger of losing the safety if people
Take the
like
safety.
if people like him. But remember, okay. With Battle gone, he's even more valuable. So the Bengals want us to go down to 57. They're offering us their 204th pick and their 23-second, which is really a third. And they're a good team, so that'll be the end of the second. So it's the equivalent of the end of a third-round pick. I say screw you.
Screw it.
Houston wants us to go all the way down to 68. And they want our 162nd, but they're offering us their second and third, which is the equivalent of a third and fourth. They're a shitty team, so that's a good third and a good fourth. It's a tempting trade, but I think we've done enough trading, right?
Yeah, let's take somebody.
Okay, let's take somebody. I'm not going to waste everybody's time. I know that's how they feel. So now here's what we're going to vote on. Do we want to take Lewis Cine? I'm going to tell you who else is there. Okay, the guys above him are quarterbacks. Forget
We
that.
have one vote for Scene already.
Trent McDuffie is the cornerback.
Big Joe.
That's there. I know a lot of people don't like him. Nicholas Pitis Ferrer is the tackle. Remember, we took a guy who could play tackle. Drake Jackson at edge. We haven't taken an edge yet. Zion Johnson's a guard, but the guy we took, IK, who's going to probably play guard. Isaiah Likely's the tight end. He's not the most popular tight end in Jets world. A quarterback, Carlson Strong. I mean, there's nobody here until you get down to 45th, and that's Brandon Smith, the linebacker from Penn State. Then you get Breece Hall, the running back. Then you start to get some good players. Christian Harris, the linebacker. Then you get the good tight ends, Jalen at tight end. You get the edge, Sam Williams, who a lot of people have ranked a lot higher than 50. So there is an edge guy there in Sam Williams. Now, I want to remind you, we have the 40th pick. Okay? So the biggest danger of coming off the board right now is the safety. So I see a lot of people saying to take the safety.
Yeah, Scene, yeah. But what I'm laughing at, if you want to do this, go back to our picks, because I think we should point something out here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have 5 picks of the next 11.
Right. And I think the biggest danger right now, I wish this happened in real life. This would be crazy. We're building an entire team. The safety is the obvious pick because he's the one that's the biggest threat to come off the board. So boom, we get him. We get our safety guys. And now we're already back at 40, and it's the same guys that are there.
Yeah, we're going to get 5 of these guys.
San Francisco. Now I'm only considering trades at future picks because we have so many. San Francisco wants to give away our 6th for next year. Take our 40th, and we drop down to 53, but we gain an 87. I don't like that. I don't like that.
That's like a 4th for a 6th next year.
I don't like it.
All right.
Yeah, I don't
That's
like it.
They're asking basically for a set. Okay.
No, because what I don't like about it is we lose a pick for next year. Even though it's a 6th, the Jets got Eccles with a 6th pick. So we can't underestimate what
next year's 6th is like a 7th in this draft, and they're giving us a 3rd.
No, it's a 5th. It's a 5th. Oh, it's a 5th in this draft. Oh, no, it's a 7th. You're right.
It's a 7th that we're giving them, and they're giving us a 3rd, a deep 3rd, but a 3rd.
Yeah, but we really need an edge.
And obviously, San Francisco really wants one of these players. So if you're afraid they're going to take that edge,
they might take him. He's like number 4 in the list.
Then you got to go take it.
And if you look at San Francisco, at the Niners' history, they take edges like crazy.
If you're afraid you're going to lose them, then take it. But don't listen to me. Listen to everybody else.
Okay, yes and no.
Take the edge.
Guys,
you should have taken Burks.
We'll have plenty of time to take Brandon Smith. This is about, do we risk losing our edge? The one that
says take the edge, then Smith.
Right, it's the only one. I don't want anybody worrying about Brandon Smith. We got we pick again like right now after this. Okay, the edge will be a bust. Joe thinks
25% chance.
25%. Well, 50% chance maybe this late, but if JD takes him, then it's a vote that maybe it's a good pick. But anyway, we're rejecting this. I think everybody agrees with that. Well, by the way, Washington wants us to trade down 2 picks, and they just give us next year's 7th,
which is nothing.
Which is nothing. That's top choice in undrafted free agent equivalent. So we're not going to risk that. Okay. Oh, wow. New trade offers came on the board? Wait a second. Oh, did I accidentally take that trade? I think I accidentally did that trade. And it cost us Christian Harris, who I wasn't going to take anyway. So, okay. I better hit the right button now. Reject.
So now you got a Washington thing going on.
We wanted Brandon Smith over Christian Harris, so that ended up being a good thing that we took that trade. It was an accident, guys. I didn't mean it. Sorry, but all the guys we were talking about are still there. So, do we take the edge now? Yes or no? Vote in the vote right now. Do we take the edge? Joe is a no. I think Owen is a no.
I think he's a no.
You're actually saying we shouldn't take an edge? He's the 41st ranked player in college. Drake Jackson. Let me read about him at least, okay?
I think there's a 17% chance that he's going to be good.
And we have a lot of picks now.
Yeah, I mean, and not to even have a chance at an edge. I don't know.
Well, let's read about him.
Owen's a yes on this. Owen's
Okay,
a yes.
okay.
Take the edge.
So more people are saying it. I'm going to read it just because I don't know much about him.
Gitmo says take it.
Okay, we're taking it. Let me read this. 2 words to describe Jackson's abilities on the football field: athletic and versatile. Let's start with the latter. During his 2-year tenure at USC, he lined up at both defensive ends and outside linebacker. Jackson proved equally adept at playing with his hands in the dirt or standing up. So that's something to consider, because if he doesn't work out with his hands in the dirt, he could be a linebacker for us. Although he will play offensive linebacker again this season, there's no reason to believe that he couldn't play either position in the NFL. That versatility is as valuable commodity at the next level, especially as more teams look to disguise their defensive formations. And guess what? We need to disguise our defensive formations. So you guys voted. We're taking Drake Jackson. At least we have an edge. And look, we're picking again. We have the next 2 picks in a row, guys. The next 2 picks in a row. So remember, there's no one at risk here. It doesn't matter who we pick, because we got the next 2. The Chargers want us to trade down to 79 and give us their 2nd and 4th next year.
That's a 3rd round this year. Same thing from Carolina, but not as good. Same thing
from Carolina.
Yeah, it's better because they suck.
Yeah. Carolina's the better pick because they suck, but we're going all the way down to 105.
Right. But for next year, it's better.
Yeah, for next year, it's better.
Aren't they giving a 2nd and a 3rd and a crap team?
Yeah, the Carolina trade is a better offer for next year, but it's a worse offer for this year. And I get if this chat really cares a lot about it. They want to win the Super Bowl next year. So, okay.
And always through the Chargers. I say always through the Chargers.
They don't want to trade back because I think there's guys they want to get. There's guys they really care about. So now I want to get this straight. A lot of you are saying Brandon Smith. Let's remember that we already took Nakobe Dean. Okay? So, and I'm only saying that because we have needs on this football team, right? So the tight end is no worry because we have the next pick and we have a pick 4 picks later. So I just want to make sure you guys are ready to double up on linebacker before we go to any other position. So let's do a Brandon Smith yes or no. I'm seeing a lot of it. I'm going to do what you guys want to do. I'll read the names of other people so you can make a good decision here, or whatever decision you feel. These are the guys left on the board: Malik Willis, quarterback; Zion Johnson, guard; Isaiah Likely, tight ends; Carson Strong, quarterback; Brandon Smith, linebacker; Breece Hall, running back; Perion Winfrey, defensive tackle; Wademeyer, tight end; Sam Williams, edge; Sean Ryan, offensive tackle; Jahan Dotson, Penn State wide receiver. All the way down there, though. We can get him later.
We get 2 in a row. There's that tight end available right there.
Okay.
We don't like likely though. We don't like likely.
We don't like likely. I don't know anybody who likes likely.
Then
Like
who would you take other than Smith right now?
There is no one. To me, it's a value pick. We take
There's
them.
no one else to pick.
We go into next year with Brandon Smith, C.J. Mosley, and Nakobe Dean. It's a new defense. It's a brand and the safety. It's a brand new defense. And we're throwing a dart at edge. We might have a new edge guy, right? Maybe he's not a stud, but it's a decent guy, and we still can trade or sign the guy from Minnesota, who's really good. So we're gonna do Brandon Smith. That's what the chat's saying, right, Lee?
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll get to McBride. We got the next pick, guys, so don't have no fear. Okay, we got the 44th and the 45th pick right now, so we're just going in order. Okay, so now let's just look at what we did. Okay, every pick they're going to offer us trades. Okay, so Atlanta.
We have all the picks here.
Atlanta wants us to give away our 40. They want us to trade down 20 spots and our 145th.
No.
For next year's second, which is a third round pick. No. The Chargers, who are they so desperate to trade up for? They're offering us their 79th again and next year's second, which is a third. So they want us to drop down to a third and then give us a third for next year to do it. Swap rounds now. I don't think anybody wants to do that, right?
No.
They'll kill me. We got to get our tight end. Okay. So
I think what Tony is saying, right? These guys are going to start because of injuries. They're going to start.
Yeah, he's right. Okay, so Trey McBride, yes or no? Okay, or I'll do this. Everybody wants to go tight end. So Wademeyer, just give me a W or an MC for McBride. MC for McBride, W for Wademeyer. So I'm telling you, Jet fans love McBride. Play like a Jet. This guy, he's this Australian guy, showed a whole video of tape on McBride. The kid is ridiculous. He's one of the best out of college that I've watched tape on. Like, he's ridiculous. And that's why everybody is saying him. So we're going to take McBride, guys. This draft is beautiful right now. People are going to, I know people are going to be mad about we gave up on the elite top players, but
yeah.
I mean, Jesus, what if look what we get? Look at the Chargers are so desperate. They want to give us that 79th pick and their second round pick so bad to move up. I don't see why we would, because we still have elite players on the board. That's why it's a no. And I want to tell everybody, Carolina, no. Same offers before. It's shit. This is why I know you guys are going to say no. I know you guys well enough to know. Let me tell you who's still on the board right now. This is pretty exciting. Okay, this is exciting stuff. Breece Hall, who's Draft Tech's #1 ranked running back. Perion Winfrey, who's like top 4 defensive tackle. Sam Williams, another very highly regarded edge, top 50. So if you wanted to throw 2 darts there and hope one landed.
17%er and a 13%er.
Okay, yeah, but let me say what's really exciting that nobody's talking about. Roger Mccreery, the cornerback. Roger Mccreery is on the board still. Okay, now a lot of different websites have Roger Mccreery ranked as a low second round pick, even late first round pick. I just want to throw that out there. A lot of people don't think we need cornerback, but this is a pretty significant guy to bring in. So yeah, Gitmo, that's what I'm doing. I'm looking at cornerback. We have Roger Mccreery sitting there. So these are the
Jeremy. Let's look at what choices we have coming up, because I think we have a bunch more choices still.
Yeah, I want to show people that we don't have to reach that far, because we still have 48 and we still have 51. So we still get to go. I mean, we're at 48. 3 picks later, we go again, guys. So there's no reason to reach so far down. Okay, because anybody that we can get, most of the guys that are up here, we can get them with the next pick as well. So what we want to do is we want to take the guy, like out of the guys that we like, who we are afraid, who are we afraid of losing? That's what it's really about. We have 48 and 51. Yeah. So Tony said something. I keep doing that. I'm sorry. You're picking. Bryce Hall can't turn his head around and follow. Well, I'm okay with Bryce Hall as a CB2. I'm still iffy on CB1. But you put Bryce Hall at CB2 and tell me that Eccles is going to be for depth, and Roger Mccreery works out to be a CB1. I would still be okay if Mccreery ended up another Bryce Hall, and then Eccles is number 3, unless he ends up developing and being better. But Mccreery, if we had 2 Bryce Halls, I'm sorry, and a better rush, I mean, we're really good. So, like, it's definitely an upgrade, I think. Okay, so give me yes and no on Mccreery for cornerback. We're going to do a yes and no. Don't give me other players, just yes and no. If you want another player that's right up here, then say no. If you want Roger Mccreery and lock up cornerback, say yes. Yes or no? Do we want Roger Mccreery? Well, the two people, it's a good point, Gitmo. 49 and 50 are the Saints and the Dolphins. So people are saying yes to Mccreery. I got 1 yes. You got to vote. You just got to vote. Okay, 2. I got 2 Rogers. I got Gitmo 3. Okay. Sun, Moon, Rise. I'm sorry, guys. Mccreery wins. We're taking him. Boom. Okay. Don't worry. Don't worry if there was someone you like, because let me read who's still on the board. Okay, let's look at what we have. We're not trading down. Well, I don't think we're going to trade down because there's still high value guys there, and we're going to lose out on them. So, okay, let me do the trade first. So I know a lot of you guys want running back. So keep in mind that running back is still pretty far down. So any of those guys we can definitely get later. So let's listen to the trades, because if we traded our 51 down to 63 with Atlanta, we would still get one of the running backs that you're talking about. Owen is saying no to the Birds. Okay. Keep in mind we get their 63 and their 74, but okay. Unless other people want it. Or the Giants want to give us their 67th and their 81st, and all they want back is our 51st and our 162nd. And we'd have another top 100 pick, our 81, and we're trading back 16 spots to 67. But I have a feeling that you guys aren't going to like that. Another thing I want to say
is with these drafts is in the top 100, you get a good player. You get a good player.
You definitely do. 162, you don't. 162, you're throwing a dart. We missed on Dotson. Yeah, we did. But if you want to look at the receivers, we could look at the receivers. Let's just stop trading. Okay, how about that? So we can really look at this draft.
I had a Dotson too, Tony G.
So we like Dotson. I get him a lot. A lot of times I pick him. But guys, remember, we still have on the board John Mechie, and this would be reaching. We can get these guys later, or George Pickens. John Mechie, ACL. They say he's going to come back with 4.3 speed, 4.4 speed. George Pickens had ACL, already back, was playing great. So we got plenty of good wide receivers to choose from. And there's a good chance that we picked up a wide receiver in the draft, right? I mean, in free agency. And let me see, who did we take so far? Because didn't we? Okay, so we definitely didn't take a wide receiver yet.
Yeah, the only thing they're 100 plus in the draft, right?
Yeah, it doesn't make sense to take them now. They're going to be there later.
Not unless they're the best players, and they're not.
Right. So it doesn't make sense to go wide receiver right now. Now, running back is running back is 46. Breece Hall is the 46th ranked player. And Kyron Williams from Notre Dame is there. And Tyler Algiere is there at 87, but it doesn't make sense to pick him now. If we wanted to go that way, even that is worth waiting for. He'll be there at 75. He will. So, yeah, I think he will too. I mean, we're not predicting what Joe Douglas is going to do. We're just trying to have the best draft that we can have, right? So now there's a higher tier of running back as well. There's Jerome Ford from Cincinnati. There's Zonovan Knight from North Carolina State. Breece Hall is definitely the best running back left on the board. Okay, so if we're going to take a running back, I got to really push you hard to really consider Breece Hall, because I don't know if you know it. If you look at Draft Tech, if you look at the NFL, see like so many different rankings, Breece Hall is only behind a couple. He's like the third rated guy, and Draft Tech has him as the number 1 rated running back. Yeah, and Jets, we're going to take a wide receiver. The problem is the next wide receiver is ranked in the hundreds, so it doesn't make any sense to take him now because we have the picks to get him later. You want Patterson, but you know what? We keep losing out on center, so let's see where they are. Patterson is 69th, so we might miss. Lindstrom is 80, so we would definitely get one of them with the next pick. With 51, we would definitely get them at 51. We'd probably get one at 80, although it would be Lindstrom, not Patterson. And 108, we would probably still get Mechie or Pickens, which is the highest ranked wide receivers left. So you see what I mean here? There's plenty of space.
We're picking 51 right now, I think.
Oh, we're picking 51
So we're
right
not
now.
picking again for a while.
Right. So 75th would still get us one of those centers. Possibly not, but most likely. Just saying that. We could do it now at 51 and be completely safe, right? But understand then we're giving up on one of these we're giving up on Breece Hall, who's by far the best running back left in this draft. So what do you want to do, guys? Do we just go center now, or do we go running back or center? Then we'll decide which running back or center, which center. Running back or center? Don't tell me who. Running back or center? It is a good point, though. If we want Patterson, we have to do it now. So I will say that. Lindstrom might be there, but Patterson won't. So vote right now, running back or center. It's like dealing with children. Come on. Get it in there. Get it in.
That's because of the delay. I see a center.
I feel like I'm still at work.
I see a Patterson, a center, RB, center. Center takes it.
Right. Okay. We're gonna take Patterson. No one's gonna be unhappy with that in reality. We're gonna just take Patterson. There's our center. He might even play the year 1. He probably won't. We'll give him a year to develop because we got Icky. But he's depth. So if a guard goes down, you move McGovern over and you move our new center to center and you let him play year 1. Tons of depth. If a tackle goes down, you move Icky over to tackle. You move McGovern over to center and you bring in Patterson. I mean, it's so good. Tennessee wants us to go down 20 spots, and they'll give us their 3rd, which is a 4th next year for our 162nd. That is good value, but we have to go down 20 spots. Detroit wants to give us their 98th and their 3rd, which is a 4th. I'm not taking any more trades. It's just I got too much of a headache already with the trades. Okay, let's look at what we have. That's what
JT's going to say. I'm not taking any more trades. I got a headache.
Okay, so here we go. We got a linebacker, a tackle, a safety, an edge, another linebacker, a tight end, a cornerback, a center, and I see every one of these guys might be players.
Every guy has a really good chance. A really good chance to start here.
Patterson might be a bust. It happens. Mccreery might not turn out to be as good. There's a chance that every one of these. The biggest high risk player on this board is Drake Jackson at edge. I don't think he's going to be bad. He's just not. He might not be an elite edge, but he might be a decent edge. But also remember, if he doesn't work out as an edge, he is a possible linebacker that you bring in passing situations that can blitz from the standing up position. So don't rule that out as being something that's valuable for us. Yeah, Tony, we're stacked, and we still got the 75th pick. And we're being offered trades for it, right? Which we turned down. But so what we have to decide is, what do we need? Now, we haven't taken a wide receiver yet. One of the guys I forgot about that is now the best value on the board is Romeo Dubes, because we were talking so much about Mechie and we were talking so much about Pickens. This guy's ranked 50 spots above those guys out of Nevada. And I want to say, if this guy played for Alabama or LSU or Georgia, or one of those kind of schools, there's a good chance he's a top 40 pick. Okay, he played for Nevada. He's 6'2", so he's not huge, but he's also not small. He faces a lot of contested catch situations. Sometimes in those situations, he might not get his inside hand up, instead trying to go for the big one-handed grab, which can lead to incompletions. We're not going to like that. Despite his size, but that is coachable, by the way. Despite his size, he is surprisingly silky smooth, and his change of direction, which is very good for route running. He reminds me a little bit of Saints wide receiver Michael Thomas. Yeah, you can't not like that. A guy who can get over the middle and separate in the area with ease. Guys that can go and snatch passes out of the air in that area of the field are extremely valuable. Getting off the line, he just glides. He's at full speed right at the snap. Now, remember, we play a West Coast offense, and the key to the West Coast offense is getting off the line. If you want to know why Denzel Mims wasn't a good fit for our system, there was 3 theories. He doesn't get off the line fast enough, he doesn't run crisp routes, and he just doesn't have the football brain. He can't do the West Coast plays. Like, he's making the wrong choices in the options that he has. The other guy says Dubs is really explosive off the snap. He has a lot of twitch. I love that. So he has 2 guys talking about him. I think he can refine his route running. Okay, so this one feels differently about that. But he has insane potential in that area because of how twitchy he already is. He's already elusive and pretty quick, which is his lateral cuts. Downfield has good body control. His hands can be suspect at times. He has all of the physical traits you want from a long frame receiver. So that's all I'm going to say about him. Okay. First, let's go by position. Do you guys want to go wide receiver with this pick? Because our next pick is not till 108, where there's a chance that Pickens or Mechie will be there. So do you want to pass on going wide receiver and wait for those 2 guys? Or do we go wide receiver right now and take Romeo? So basically, we already took a running back, didn't we?
I think he said we get one later.
Oh, we didn't take a running back.
Oh, we skipped him.
Oh, okay.
We skipped Brees or something.
Yeah, we skipped Brees. Wow. Running backs go pretty deep down there, but they'll be gone by the time we go. Like Tyler Algiere will be gone. Jerome Ford, Cincinnati, might be there, or he might be gone. Then we're digging much deeper after that. So yeah, we're running out of running backs. There's only 2 left. Okay, I hear what you're saying. So let's just do running back or wide receiver, guys. RB or WR. Vote now. Well, if he's still there, but let's still decide if we want a running back or a wide receiver. Yeah, Owen, he's still there. Okay, running back. I think Gitmo is asking about running back. So Gitmo likes the specialty positions, like the skill positions at this part of the draft. Yeah, we didn't take a wide receiver, Tony G, but we believe that Pickens or Mechie will be there with the next pick. And to say, Lee, count it up for me.
I see 3-1 RB.
Are you sure? Okay.
That's what I count. You could go for it.
Okay.
Maybe 3-2 if you put Tony down for receiver 2.
So is there any tiebreaker that's going to pop in there?
I think it's 3-2 running back right now.
Okay. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Running back wins. We're going to go to the
wide receiver just came in.
Now it's the top.
Okay. I'm not kidding. Tony already voted, so.
Oh, okay. So let's look at our running backs. We'll just vote on that. So here are our running backs. I want you to know Kyron Williams from Notre Dame is ranked much higher than Tyler Algiere. He's 64th, 87, and almost every draft site in the world ranks him higher. But I'm going to leave it up to you guys. Kyler or Tyler? Kyron, KW or TA? KW or TA? Make the votes. Remember, Kyron plays for Notre Dame. He's the 64th rated overall player. Tyler plays for BYU and is the 87th ranked player. Kyron and Tyler both are good receiving wide receivers. So
we have one Williams vote.
I don't think Williams is. Oh yeah, Williams. Okay, yeah, that's okay. So one for Williams. So it's between Williams and Algiere. Remember, you could just take KW for Williams or TA for Algiere.
KW 2-0.
Yeah, every rank site. I haven't looked at the tape on Kyron Williams, but every single site has him up.
Kind of have 3 votes for Williams. Four votes. Oh no, Zach needs a wingman to pick up chicks. That's a vote for Tyler, but I don't know. It's not really a reason for me. I'm sure he has all the chicks he wants.
Joe is like me. He really wants to. I was Hutchinson for a while, but man, Thibodeau has that bend, that speed around the edge, like Lawrence Taylor.
You take Williams?
Yeah, we took him. New England wants us to go down to 121. Will give us their 153 and all they want back. Wow, this is not a bad offer. We go from 108 to 121. We throw in our Washington 7th rounder that I took by accident.
It's like a 5th or an 8th.
Right, but we gain a 153.
Right, it's a 5th or an 8th.
We're at 108 right now. Obviously we're going to look who's on the board. We go at 145 at the moment. So this is our last chance at this level, guys. So let's look who's on the board at this level before we decide to do that trade. Romeo Dubes, I want to say, is still there.
Wow.
Still there. To me, that's a steal.
That's a steal.
Steal in the world. The biggest steal. We get a top 100 pick. He's the only overall player in the top 100 left, and he's 61. I mean,
I think you got to take it.
I mean, how is Romeo Dubes still there? I mean, people aren't going to believe me when we post this, guys. This is like one that we have to put. I'm going to like snapshot this or something. This is like unbelievable.
There's no premier player though, right?
There's no other. I mean, there's George Pickens at 132. He's literally ranked 70 places behind him. 70 spots. I mean, then it goes to Calvin Austin, who's 80 spots.
Okay,
and then
Owen says take him and Jets. Go for the value. Let's go.
Yeah. I mean,
go Romeo. Yeah.
Good. We have to take him. No one's going to believe this draft. They're going to say, oh, you traded, you didn't get any of the top 5-10 guys, but it's going to be like, yeah, but look what we got.
8 potential starters.
We built a team here. We're building a team. Okay, what position do we want, guys? Start throwing your ideas out there. We haven't taken a defensive tackle. Let me put it up there, what we've taken. We've taken 2 linebackers, a tackle/guard, a safety, a tight end, an edge, a cornerback, a center, a running back, a wide receiver. We've taken it all. The only thing we've doubled up on is linebacker. So imagine we've taken all of our needs almost. We've filled all of our positional needs. And the only thing we've doubled up on is linebacker. So is there another position you want to double up on? Do you want to take a developmental tackle and guard on the offensive line? Do you want to take a defensive tackle? Because we haven't taken that yet. Just start throwing out positions. And let me keep that up there. Actually, I shouldn't take that down. If you can still see it.
Is Kohler gone?
I don't think Kohler's gone. And and that's really awesome question because he's a guy that I take in a lot of drafts.
And Jeff is saying, let's look at the best available at each position.
Okay.
Check
So
tight end.
At tight ends, we have oh no, Kohler's gone because he moved up in the rankings. I didn't realize. But we still have Trey Barry from Boston College, and Lucas Kroll. Oh no, there he is, Charlie Kohler, Iowa State. So at tight end, I think in our world, in the Jets fam, I think the most popular is Charlie Kohler because of Green Bean. I want you to know he never said his name. I don't know if anybody's saying his name. But, people like Green Bean, that's his favorite position, and he's been right in the past. So Trey Barry is ranked much higher, though, from Boston College. So if we go tight end, we'll take a vote on that.
What about nose guard? Anything
Quarterback
there?
is Brock Purdy from Iowa State. Running back is Tyler Goodson from Iowa, 137th overall. Wide receiver is Calvin Austin, 143rd overall.
Lee.
Tight end
The
is
name
Trey
Lee.
Barry, 114th overall. Offensive tackle is Kellen Deesh from Arizona State. He's 136th overall. Guard is
my guy.
Guard is Chasen Hines, all the way down to 161. We've already taken a center. So the best value is tight end, actually, I think, based on this.
Well, it's only best value if we take Barry.
It's only
or
what?
Purdy, huh?
No, well, the best
which one we
value.
take.
I'm saying the overall best value is Trey Barry
Yeah.
because he's 114.
Yeah.
And so based on what you heard, what positions you want to go? I also want to point out that John Ridgway from Arkansas is there. He's 128, so he's not a horrible pick, but it's a little bit of a reach. So we got one take tight ends.
Are we at 145 now?
Yeah. So 114 Trey Barry. I mean, it's good value. He was projected to go early fourth rounds.
Yeah, but any of the guys on the board in the top 7, 8, 10 are probably underneath our pick number right now.
Just in case you don't know about him, he's a tall pass catcher at the position with nice size as well as growth potential. I currently grade Barry as a 5th round prospect, which is much higher than scouts, but I firmly believe in his potential. Tony Pauline. Doesn't excite me, but he's the only guy. He's really. But okay, let's look at Charlie Kohler though. Okay, because wasn't he there? Did I say he was there? Okay, let's look at Charlie Kohler before we give up. Before we say that we're going to take him. Yeah, but we can get that safety later, guys. We have another pick to get the safety you guys are talking about. Okay, we still have we'll get the Palo Alto guy. So Charlie Kohler is still there. Let's read about him. One of the most productive tight end prospects in recent memory. Charlie Kohler put up 106 catches for 1,400 yards and 17 touchdowns over 3 seasons at Iowa State. At 6'6" and 257 pounds, he has the size that many NFL teams covet at that position. Did I say it rightly? C-O-V-E-T, covet? Covet. I knew I was saying it wrong. Covet at that position. So
I like him. Get him.
Okay. I will say that on the other draft sites, Charlie is ranked very high. So Draft Tech has him as like 2nd rounds.
So Anchef says, sign me up. Sun Moon Rise says, Palamau.
Owen says Colorado defense. Okay, let's go. Let's take him. Let's take him. Okay. Now we're going to take our last pick. Did I see payout time in there? Hey man, thanks for coming around. Let's see if payouts. Let's see if he's there.
Are you going to request to check the defenders too?
I'm going to say defense, safety, and he's there. He's there. Number 1 safety on the board right now. Number one safety on the board, Isaiah Palomeo. I think they like him because he's family with the Steeler guy. Hey, Lee, take the vote on if they want Isaiah. Ask how many people yes or no if they want to take him while I grab my food.
I think you just asked them because they heard you ask me to ask them. So I don't have to. I see a perfect. Let's take him. Very cool. I don't know which person that was for. One has to hit. Take him. Everybody is saying anything is saying take him.
Okay. That's good. Sorry, guys. So let's, too bad. Is Mess here? Because he's going to want to make fun of me right now.
Mess was certainly here.
Okay. I'm just saying.
Nose guard was the last thing we heard from him.
I'm just saying he's going to make fun of me because I'm the biggest eater on the internet.
Peo wanted you to trade the pick.
Talk, Lee.
Okay, you already took him, right? So we're done.
We're done.
So I think everybody here could potentially play for us. Or, I mean, it won't happen, but every single one of these draft choices could certainly be starting a game late in the season after some injuries happen.
Read the names, Lee.
I can't read the names from here. Dean, Icky.
Okay. So we got N'Kobe Dean. There's our linebacker. He plays. Ikea Iguano. He plays, definitely. He's our right guard. Lewis Seen, safety. He plays. Drake Jackson in the rotation, most likely. Brandon Smith, he plays. We might literally have CJ surrounded by Brandon Smith and Dean. That's insane. Trey McBride is probably our tight end one, most likely. Roger Mccreery, I'm telling you, man, that gives us a really deep secondary. If Eccles doesn't get better, if he's our number 3, it doesn't matter. I mean, it gives us a guy. If Eccles or one of them gets hurt, instead of Guidry, we get Mccreery. I doubt Mccreery will even be there. We get a center, a guy who could play this year at center or develop for a year. If anybody on the offensive line gets hurt, we could shift and put Patterson in at center. He might end up being an all-pro center. The possibility with him is definitely there. Kyron Williams, there's our running back too. He plays. Romeo Dubes, who slipped, he was the steal of the draft. He slipped 48 spots, and we grab him. And he's a fast off the line, exactly what you need in the West Coast offense. Right away, Zach can look his way in his progressions, and he's already off the line running his route. So he could already make the read. Charlie Kohler, who a lot of draft sites have ranked much higher. They have him listed as a top tight end. Isaiah Palomeo, we all think there's a chance he can end up being good. We'll see, but that's more of a dart. And for next year, we have an extra second, extra fourth, and extra 7th round pick.
I think we got 8 to 12 players.
Looks that way to me.
We've got half a team, baby.
And next year, we get an extra player with the Cleveland pick for sure.
Okay, we got an A from Tony G. And we have plenty of money. We don't have to pay anybody big bucks.
Mm-hmm. The only thing we don't come away with is one of the premier edges.
Yeah.
But, nobody agrees on any of the edges anyway.
No, this gives us a chance of just beefing up our team significantly and certainly giving us depth, if nothing else.
Yep.
I know it seems weird, but I'd be super happy with this. He already could be the nose guard.
What they don't understand is I'm on the West Coast, guys. So I'm just going on at 6:37 and I haven't eaten yet. And my wife doesn't want to wait till 10 at night to eat.
Hey, it's 9 o'clock. I'm going in a minute, but
Well, we're going to wrap up. We're
if
going to
Gizmo
wrap
Bob
up.
gives you B+, you know you did good.
I don't know if I can wrap up. I got 17 people in here. Can anybody join the stream? Payout time. Can you come in with me right now? Because I need someone to talk and answer questions while I eat pizza. Like if I send you the link. Is there any way to invite someone? No, I'm totally serious. Like I don't want to go now, but like, does it not give you the? Okay, wait a second. Stop sharing. Invite.
If I stay on 5 more minutes, I'll be sleeping.
That's crazy because you're in California. Okay, I'm
Yeah,
sending it. Hey, I'm going to send it
9
to you
man.
now. Okay. Hold on, let me do one thing. I got to get this to Payo, so I got to. It's a whole procedure. I got to email it to
I
my
know.
phone.
Do your procedure. Do your procedure.
Subject.
I love that draft. I love that draft. That draft's never going to happen, by the way. We're never getting a draft like that.
It's highly improbable.
It's not a go get a star draft. It's a have a complete team draft.
It's amazing. I start
fun.
eating pizza. And everybody shows up. So
did you bring Payo in?
I'm sending him the link now. So it just takes time because I got to email it and to myself, copy it. Then I got to go into Twitter. It's like a whole thing.
I can't believe all those players we got. That's incredible. You know, while it was going on, it was hard to realize the depth that we were putting into the team, infusing the Jets with. But it's never going to happen like that.
Yeah, I'm gonna also put in. I'm gonna send it to John Post. I don't know if he's here, but he usually is. But so I'm gonna send it.
I actually agree. Sun, moon, rise. I wanted to take Brees Hall. I think Jeremy did too, but we were outvoted.
Yeah. So if Postman is still here, he can come. So yeah, we're just waiting on Payo. I sent it on Twitter, dude. And okay, so guys, let me tell you what you're in for right now. When Payo time gets here, he is a Rams fan. He is going. He's very excited. Obviously, they're in the playoffs. He's a great dude. He's a great, awesome guy. So please be great to him. Be nice to him. Ask him questions if you want. There's a few things you could ask him about that I would recommend. One is aren't the Rams the team that was in the? Who am I thinking of? They got our player that we picked up that got a sack in the Super Bowl. Didn't he play for the Rams? Isn't that Foley? Not Foley. JFM, John Franklin Myers. So you can ask him about that. You can ask him about how he felt when the Jets beat them in 2020. We could see if he was more upset than we were. There's a lot of different questions you can ask him. So he's probably setting up right now. He's not ready yet. So we're just waiting for Payo to come here. I also invited John Post, but he's not here. Maybe he went to bed or something.
Yes.
Yeah, it's very rare that he's not in here.
You're gaining people. They want me to go. I'll go. We get to 20 people.
I'm going to close the pizza box, I guess.
We get to 20 people, I'll go, even if Payo doesn't get here.
I just need somebody who can talk Jets for me, like while I'm eating. Lee can, but he has to go. So,
hey, Joe, I think that makes. Oh, Payo, he sent you the link already.
I sent it to you on Twitter, bro.
Jeremy, you should read the success rate stuff by rounds.
1 second, let me try to see what happened because maybe he didn't get it. I thought that I sent it to him. Yeah, oh no, it didn't send. It didn't send. I can't believe that. It didn't send. Now it's there, buddy.
I think in Deep Space Nine there was the Great Link, or the Great Lake, but it was, I think they called it the leak. You know, where all the changelings would morph into. I'm a nerd.
Yeah, I want to thank everybody. You know, we got 16 people in here, and I gotta say, and Payo can talk to this point. It's
Yo,
It's a-
Payo!
I'm proud of that we have 16 people in here because we just started this just a couple of weeks ago. So it's a pretty awesome accomplishment.
Payo!
Hey, what's up,
Yo,
guys?
yo!
Okay. So Peo, they're going to ask you some questions, hopefully in the chat, if you
love
can
it.
see it. Guys, again, longtime Rams fan, lives in Toronto. If you want to ask him how he became a Rams fan, it's a good question. I'm just giving them suggestions. I'm such a Jewish grandmother.
Jeremy,
And,
don't
like,
tell the people what to think, what to ask.
anything you want to ask them. And in the meantime, while they're thinking up their questions, why don't you tell us how you're feeling about the Rams and
First,
what's
I'm gonna,
coming?
first, I'm going to sign off. I'll see everybody tomorrow at 5 Pacific.
Ooh,
Woohoo!
nice.
Jets, Jets, Jets!
Jets. Oh, that's my first time doing that. All right. So yeah. Well, Jeremy, thanks for having me on late notice here. And yeah, I'm pretty stoked about the Rams. We got a divisional matchup coming up on Monday Night Football. Still a little annoyed. Playoff game is a thing. I think it puts the winner at a huge disadvantage, having one less day than their opponents, or potentially 2 less days if their opponent played on a Saturday. C'est la vie, as they say. But yeah, man, dude, I'm just having a good time tonight. I was watching a movie with my dad. We're stoked for some football tomorrow. Yeah. What are you eating?
Mod pizza.
Oh, okay. Okay, cool. Cool.
My wife ordered it.
I'm not eating anything right now, but I guess I have a cookie here I could eat. But your chat, come on, chat. No more questions. Okay, well, if you don't have questions, I have questions for you, the chat. All right.
Okay, that's a better idea. Ask them your questions.
So okay, everyone watching right now, please let me know. What is your favorite team? Is it the Jets? I'm guessing primarily Jets. No Jets. Pale Rebel playoff football. Oh, I'm sorry, Tony. No. By all means, you guys can be an extension of the Ramley for the playoffs. We invite you in. Absolutely. Yeah. Okay, Jets mess. That's a great username. Jets mess. The New York Rangers. Okay, here's my question, everyone. Select.
Good night, Gitmo.
Yeah, peace out. If you could select any superhero or fictional character to be a position on your favorite team, so the Jets or something like that, who would you pick? I asked this question the other week to Jeremy, and it's created quite the controversy. I would pick the Hulk as my left tackle or Optimus Prime as my head coach. But maybe you're more about like Spider-Man as a wide receiver, Batman as a quarterback. What do you? Okay, Tony's all about the Hulk. Hulk for nose guard. yes. Love it. Thanos at center. Oh man. Joe has a good question here. How is it rooting for a playoff team? It's a lot of fun, man. And I don't take it for granted. I've been a Rams fan since the year 1999. When we had the greatest show on turf: Kurt Warner, Marshall Faulk, Isaac Bruce, Torrey Holt, Ricky Prohl, Orlando Pace, that crew. And it was a lot of fun then. And then we had a very dark 17 years, similar to what the Jets are going through right now, where we had coaching mishires, several, not just Jeff Fisher. Steve Spagnuolo was horrible. Scott Linehan was horrible. And then thankfully we hired a young 30-year-old Sean McVay at the time, and he has done an amazing job, and he's a great coach, and he's changed it around, and it's a lot of fun having your team in the playoffs, and I don't take it for granted one bit. I'm hoping that they can make a Super Bowl run. I know not a lot of people are picking them right now. Superman at strong safety. Hulk at direct step. Daredevil was as blind as Sam Darnold. Oh, oh, poor Sam Darnold. Oh man. But yeah, let me talk about the Jets. My favorite Jets player, that I can think of off the top of my head, I really liked Chad Pennington when he was there. I know he wasn't there very long, but he had that 1 year that was a lot of fun. This year I love Jamison Crowder. I think it was amazing to me last offseason when he took a pay cut to stay with the Jets. No offense to the Jets, but that just doesn't seem like a team that you take a pay cut to stay with right now. And I was impressed with them. I think back to the Mark Sanchez era, and I'm amazed they made it to back-to-back AFC Championship games with Mark Sanchez. That defense was amazing. I guess you had the Revis Island. Then that would have been a couple of fun years for the Jets. Jets to say chew, Jeremy. You're sick of me talking, I guess. Tony, Rams have had some impressive offensive squads over the no, and the Rams, it's interesting how we do have some iconic players, like Eric Dickerson, Jerome Bettis used to be here, Marshall Faulk, Steven Jackson. He used to be like, if you were Ram fans in the late 2000s, early 2010s, you tuned in to watch one player, and his name was Steven Jackson. And the rest of the team you wish wasn't on the team. Minus like a few, like OJ Togway, stuff like that. But okay, I got another question for the chat. If you could draft any player that's currently in the NFL to your team, what player would that be? Like, you could just take them from the other team. You don't have to give up picks or anything. You just get to instantly have them on your team. And I'm not going to get mad at you if you don't all pick Aaron Donald. No, I mean a current player. Isaac Bruce would be a good pick, though. Yeah, love the greatest show on turf in the 90s. That's what got me to be a Rams fan. Joe, hopefully the Rams are in the Super Bowl in 2 years when the Jets are. Hey, let's go. Okay, Joe. Let's go, Joe. Rams, Jets, Super Bowl. I'm in for it.
I'll take it. If it means the Jets are in the Super Bowl, I'll take it.
Yeah. Joey Bosa would be a great pick. Kyle Pitts. Oh, interesting. Okay. So no one's going to pick Aaron Rodgers. No one's going to pick anyone on the Rams. No one wants
Cooper Kupp, guys.
No one wants Kupp.
Nobody wants Cooper Kupp.
That's unfortunate. Anyway.
It's weird because we have a lot of guys in the Jets family that wants us to use one of our top picks on a wide receiver.
Yeah.
A lot of people think that.
So it's interesting. I had someone ask me, like, on a collab I was doing last week, that if I actually believe that Cooper Kupp was the best wide receiver in the NFL, and I said yes. And I said he has the stats to do it, and then he challenged me and he said, "Do you honestly believe he is more athletically gifted than like Deontay Adams or DeAndre Hopkins or like he said Kyle Ridley or things like that?" And I said he may not be he may not have the same catch radius. I think he has the best hands this year. I do believe, though, the smartest wide receiver in the NFL. And because he is so intelligent, his football IQ is just off the charts. That's what makes him so good. What sticks out most about Stafford over Goff? Again, like, I'll follow up with that. The football IQ. The reality is Jared Goff, when he was with the Rams, everything had to go perfect. And like, there was just no margin for error whatsoever. With Stafford, if the Rams, struggle at certain points of the game, we can still come back. And we saw that when the Rams played the Ravens a couple weeks ago. Stafford made mistakes, and the defense struggled to get off the field at times, but we were able to overcome that in the fourth quarter. And Stafford went 14 of 14 in the fourth quarter, in the second half of that game, and led us down the field in the final minutes to get the win. And so that's the biggest difference, is just that, that grit, that ability to, recognize, where we don't need to get, shooken up by 1 or 2 turnovers. We're still in this when we're 2 scores down and 15 minutes left in the game. And I'm a big fan of that. Joe, you need to add Chase and Dig. Yeah, those are great wide receivers to the wide receiver conversation. Football IQ is what intrigues me about Drake London. Okay. I have not started my draft research yet, like Jeremy has.
You guys got to remember, only Jet fans and Giant fans and Jacksonville fans and Houston fans are up to that yet. Peo is not up to that yet.
I used to be. I remember those years though. Like I remember, you finish week 17, and you're like, okay, like I don't get to see my team for another year now. Let's start researching who's like free agency and the draft and what's going to happen with that. So no, like I definitely empathize with all those fan bases, and I will say this, like if you're Jet fans, at least you're not Giants fans. I think Giants fans have like all they have to be hopeful for, like when the Joe Judge firing happened this week, you thought Giants fans won the Super Bowl. I know you guys were pretty happy when you got rid of Adam Gase. That would be probably a similar thing, but I think Giants fans might have been a little more excited to get rid of Joe Judge. I don't know.
Well, I don't know. I don't know, because Joe Judge was controversial until he had that rant. Like before Joe Judge made that rant, there were a lot of Giants fans that were still on board with him and thought it was because they had so much anger towards Gettleman, the GM. And a lot of them thought he got a raw deal. People thought like before all the injuries, before they weren't playing competitively. Last year they had that little run at the end, and they had a shot at the playoffs to the last week. So there were people that were okay with him. Not a lot. I mean, a lot didn't like him also, but he went on that rant. I don't know if you know about it. If you heard about the rant he went on, and then everybody said, "Well, you gotta fire him now. He's out of his mind."
I still like, my favorite thing was when the reporter challenged him, like when he said, he's like, I get contacted all the time by players that used to play here that want to come back here. And then the reporter challenged him like, so doesn't that breach the tampering policy of the NFL? And he got like all awkward and like changed the subject. Oh man.
It was just the Giants made such embarrassments of themselves in so many ways, because I know you love the whole medium Coke.
I love it. Like I honestly hope that like next year Giants fans go to games dressed up as like soda costumes. Like I just think that's so funny.
Yeah, it's just when you sent me that, because I didn't know about it because I'm in California. When I was in New York, and I left New York the final time because I went back and forth to California for work. The final time I left New York was 2016. But if we go back to the days, like in the mid 90s, my best friend owned a pizzeria, and I'd open with him. Like he'd pick me up, like 11 a.m. We'd get in, and on the way in, we'd get our Dunkin' Donuts, coffee, and our coladas. We'd go to a newsstand, get our newspapers. We'd get everything, the Daily News, the Post, and we would sit there as, like we'd open up the restaurant, get the ovens on, get the pizzas in the oven, and then sit there and be reading the papers, drinking our coffee, and I remember that's the way it was. That's how you get your information. You're reading that stuff, and you're just reading the paper. And, what was my final point? I forgot, but because I rambled so long. But
ain't that the truth?
Yeah. But I remember those days. My point was, I always knew what was going on because of that. Because I was always reading the headlines and everything. So the reason I didn't know about the Giants and the medium Coke, and you had to tell me about it, was in Sacramento. I don't get that local New York news, and I don't watch the regular news anymore, because I just think it's upsetting, and I'm tired of people fighting, and so I try to stay away from it. And so there's nothing There's no way for me to find out things except Yahoo, which I used to, but then I'm at work now. I have this job that's just ridiculous. I'm never on my computer except when I get home, and now I'm jumping onto YouTube. I'm not, So I didn't find out until you told me. Is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, no, and I found out because I subscribed to a Giants YouTuber called it's like Giants Family Bonding. It's a mother and son that they're hilarious. They're I'll have to send them their channel. But they were the ones that like alerted me that their season ticket holders got a medium soda, and like you saw the email that they got, and you're like what bonehead in a marketing room thought, oh yeah, like what are we gonna do for our season ticket holders this year, guys? Let's give them a large soda, and then someone was like, whoa, no, let's tamper that down a bit here, okay? Medium, or no, let's make it small. No, okay, we'll compromise. Yeah, stick with the medium. Like that discussion happened in a like some sort of board meeting that someone approved this, right? And it looks bad on the Giants. It looks bad on the NFL that like there's a team that treats their fans that paid a lot of money and probably some of their more loyal fans to get those tickets. But yeah, I'm anyway, we don't need to talk about the Giants. Let's talk about the Jets.
Let's talk about the Jets. So am I wrong? Was JFM, Myers, John Franklin Myers, was he not a Ram or he was played for someone else? He got a sack in the Super Bowl, and I'm trying to remember who he played for when he did it. But you guys haven't been. You guys were in the Super Bowl, so I thought he was a Ram, but he was like a nobody guy, and I guess just was on the practice squad, and we poached him. But I thought he was a Ram, and I'm not really sure.
He played for the Rams.
Yeah, there you go. So
he played mostly with the Jets, or yeah. So he only played. He played with the Rams 1 year in 2018. So yeah, he was with a Super Bowl team.
So just so you know about him, he ended up being really good for us. Like in 2020, he's one of the bright spots of the team. And we actually signed him to like a $12 million a year, $12.5 million a year contract for 3 years.
Interesting. I'm curious. I'm curious. So it says, interesting. This guy's had a pretty unique little career here.
Yeah.
Huh. Okay. So he was traded by the Giants as a 2018 fourth round pick to the Rams, and because the Rams had drafted a running back, John Kelly, but they traded him there. And then there was Chris Slayton and Alec Ogletree also involved in the trade. That ended up because Alec Ogletree was a cap hit trade.
Yeah.
So I was bummed out because I liked Alec Ogletree when he played there. And then he was suspended at one point, and then he was lost. Then the Jets signed him after he was suspended. So it sounds like he's starting to turn his career around. That's awesome.
Yeah, it just was this unbelievable thing, and that's why a lot of Jet fans are very excited about Joe Douglas, because he's able to find those kind of guys. Yeah, we have another guy, Quincy Williams, who's actually Quinnen Williams' brother, who is inconsistent. Like he has bad moments, and that's why he struggled.
Yeah,
but Jacksonville cut him or something, and we picked him up. But he also had a lot of bright spots for us. He got a few sacks, a lot of big tackles, like huge hits. Not the guy we want as our starting linebacker, but like a linebacker you could bring into the game. If somebody's injured, he's playable, and that's what we're working on as in our team, is we don't have the depth in our roster. So when guys get hurt, we have nobody. We're bringing in scrap heap people. So we thought he was off the scrap heap, but now he's proving to be a guy, if we keep him, that we actually have depth. We actually have a guy we could bring in that we could trust. That's not a disaster.
Oh, cool.
So
yeah.
But I think everybody, just based on the mock draft I just did, where we took 2 linebackers, is because we don't want him as the starter. We want CJ surrounded by some young, true linebackers. Last year, Joe Douglas tried to get safeties and convert them to linebackers, and it kind of just didn't work.
Yeah,
we got hurt. And
the Rams have tried to do that a couple times, and I think we had one success where we converted Mark Barron from safety to linebacker, and he did well for us. That was back in the Jeff Fisher days, the dark days. But anyway, I am curious. I have a question for you and your chat. Michael Carter.
Yes.
He was a bright spot for the Jets this year.
Oh, yeah.
Do you believe that Michael Carter could become one of those backs that's like a top 3 back everyone wants in their fantasy team? They're picking him first overall, like he, kind of where like, Dalvin Cook, Derrick Henry, and like Alvin Kamara, they're kind of like the top backs today this year. Do you think Michael Carter in 1 or 2, 3 years could be on that level?
Well, I do, talent-wise, I do. One of the issues that he has is that he plays for a team that's trying to emulate like the 49ers, right? So they want to be a team that has like a 3-headed monster for running back.
Right.
Really feature 2, one that comes in sometimes 2 for maybe like power running or something. But I think that he's so good, there's a chance they're not going to have a choice.
Yeah.
Like it's just going to be stupid not to have him on the field. So obviously he could stop developing but based on my 40 years of watching football, we all know that running backs year 1 are never nearly as good as they're going to be, or very rarely do they come out of the gate, right? I mean, look at Henry for Tennessee. So from what I saw, from me, I saw a guy who he was a surprise for us. Like we thought he was good. We were excited about him, but we didn't know that we might be getting a potential top 5 in the league back. And I think that we're not saying he's going to be. I don't think a lot of us are running out and saying he's definitely going to be that. But I think a lot of us are starting to believe that he might become that. Because the Jets' offensive line was just horrendous this year overall. Like they got better at the end. And when they played well, he was out of control.
Yeah.
So anytime they played well at all, where they were, and now I'm not saying like they were playing top 8 offensive line in the league. I'm talking about not being disgustingly bad. When they actually played like a real NFL line, he was off the charts. And right before he got hurt, and everybody was so mad about this is how his season kind of ended. Not really ended because he played in the last game, but when they were playing Tampa, he rattled off like a 50-yard run and then got hurt and had to come out of the game. And everybody was so upset because it was only like the first quarter. He was looking amazing. Like it looked like it was going to be, well, he actually had a 100-yard running game against Jacksonville. So he had broken 100 yards already, which went very unnoticed. Nobody talked about it. And then we think he was on the way to having a really big game against Tampa, against that defense, because our offensive line was doing great at run blocking. And I think a lot of us were starting to get that feeling. Like, I think we got the guy, and he's really good receiving out of the backfield. Like he, once Zach, well, it wasn't even Zach wasn't using him. And that was part of the problem with Zach. He was always going for the big play, his first 6 or 7 games. But when Zach got hurt and Mike White came in, and then Josh Johnson, when those guys, they were dumping the ball off, all of a sudden, Michael Carter was like this, 6, 7 receptions. He was like this great safety valve receiver. Zach came back and realized, holy shit, I got a running back. I should use this guy. And ever since then, he's been dangerous out of the backfield as a receiver.
That's really cool. Yeah, well, I celebrate that for you and the Jets fandom. That's really cool. Jeremy, I have a little game I'd like to play with you if you don't mind.
No, that sounds great. Sounds
While
fun.
you were talking ever so elegantly, I pulled up the New York Jets salary cap list because I was curious.
Yeah.
Can you name? Let's go with the top 3, the 3 highest paid players on the Jets right now.
Oh, well, CJ Mosley.
Yeah, he's number 1.
Yeah, CJ Mosley, and he's going to be really big next year. They're probably going to restructure that deal, by the way. That's what we're all hoping.
Whoa, is he in a contract here? Or?
No, but we think he's going to volunteer to like extend the time.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
But because he's a team guy, I mean, he's that kind of guy that will try to help us out and kind of rework that contract.
Yeah.
And I think he wants to stay long term. Like he doesn't want to put us in a situation where we have to cut him, after next year.
Okay. Yep.
After him, let me think.
One of these to me is a total shock.
Okay. Well, there's some grossly overpaid. There's some grossly overpaid guys. Trying to think of, because right now, I mean, Corey Davis makes like 12.5. We re-signed JFM. I don't know, not this year, but next year he's going to be making 12.5. McGovern makes like 10 million at center, which is ridiculous. He's overpaid. GVR is overpaid. Like, we can't wait to get out of him. Like thank God we get rid of him. I'm trying to think of even veteran players that we have that can get paid. Marcus May was stuck in his rookie contract still, so it's not him.
You have a lot of young players too that like they're.
Yes, that's why it's hard for me to think of the guys that are overpaid. Because Corey Davis comes to mind as like he was our big free agent signing at 12.5 million.
Are you locking in that guess?
Yeah, I have to put Corey Davis.
He is the third most. There's one more higher than him, lower.
So we're not counting next year. We're counting what they were paid this year, because I know JFM is John Franklin Myers is now 12.5 million per year moving forward.
Not him.
Okay,
yeah.
So, shoot, guys, who am I missing?
Let's see if the chat has any guesses here.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of positions.
Don't go on Google, Jeremy. You just can't.
I'm not going on Google. No. Oh, that's what they're saying. Yeah. Quinton Williams is on his rookie contract, so it wouldn't make sense. Although Zach is only like 8 million because he's a rookie. Oh my God! How could I forget that? They got it in the chat. Of course.
They got it in the chat. Yeah,
of course. Carl Lawson. Yeah. I forgot because he got hurt for the year. So yeah, Carl Lawson was 12.5 million.
Yeah, and it's interesting. Like, your salary cap situation is way better than the Rams right now.
Yeah, well, that's one of the reasons we're excited, right? We because you mentioned a couple. So this is what we got. We got what we hope is our quarterback, right? He got better at the end of the year. We're excited about that. We got ABT at left guard, and he played great for a rookie. We're super excited, super stoked. He was very solid. Got better every game. By the end of the year, he was just crushing Tampa. He got more and more dominating at the end of the year, which was beautiful to see. Then we got Elijah Moore, right? That was our third pick, Elijah Moore. We think he's special. Then we got Michael Carter, the running back. And I have to say the running back because after Michael Carter, we took 2 picks later, Michael Carter, the slot corner.
Oh, that's fun.
And here's something you might not know, but Michael Carter, we call him Michael Carter II. He came out of Duke. He was a 5th round pick, and he was a top 10, depending on how you rate them and what sites you're looking at. But some people have him in top 6, top 10, but I've never seen him out of the top 10. Like, in his rookie year, he started 5th round pick, and he was a top 10 slot cornerback.
Huh. That's really cool.
So, and some people have him ranked in the top 6.
Huh,
so
well, that's how you build a winning team, right? You get those late round gems, right?
Right. And then we got a cornerback, Eccles, who wasn't, he was the typical when you throw a cornerback in it to start. Mm-hmm. Obviously, there were bad moments. But he also played a lot better than anyone thought he would, and he wasn't a disaster, and he was a 6th round pick.
Huh. That's fantastic.
So, or 5th or 6th, something like that. But so we got, just crazy contributions. And we had, we picked a safety to convert it to a tight end who was starting. He was supposed to be our guy, Jamie Sherwood, but he got hurt. And it's this kind of injury where we're worried. We don't know if he's ever going to be that much. And people are very up and down on Eccles, like a lot you'll see in the chat. Like, some people are saying no, good depth, cornerback 2, cornerback 3. But what people, and I want to remind them, is rookie. Like, he played, he competed, and he was a rookie cornerback. They always get better. Almost every rookie, don't you agree, in the NFL, every rookie, however they perform that first year, they're almost always better the second year and much better the third and fourth year.
Or they just like they were a bad pick and they were a bust.
Right, and they never get any better.
Yeah.
Right. So there's like if he's on the project, but it's so typical, like you can't expect a rookie cornerback, especially on a team that's not pressuring the quarterback to look good. Like they're not pressuring the quarterback. The quarterback has 4 to 5 seconds. Of course he's going to get beat a lot. You know, it's like, what do you want from the kid? So but at least, but he's definitely functional. And if we end up signing a free agent cornerback or taking one in the draft high, what I'm saying is that's what's changing about our team. Now he's the third. Now it's depth. All of a sudden we have depth, you know, like in a different position. We're starting to fill rooms that way.
Oh, well, I wish you all the best in rebuilding the Jets. Hopefully the Jets bring you on because you're going to do more mock drafts than anyone. So you should be head of their scouting department. When I read your title, mock draft 10.0, I'm like, if he does like 3 mock drafts a week, like, are you like, is your goal to get to like mock draft 4,000? Like,
you know, I'm giving my followers and my usual people, like my fam here, like come into my chat, what they want. And I noticed it. Nothing gets me more views and gets them in here more than a draft. I tried to do a hangout last night. Can we do a draft? Then my Wacky Wednesday show was the hot sauce draft challenge, which doesn't even count towards the and I'm even like if I have Green Bean as a guest, they won't be crying for a draft. We'll be talking Jets, but then when he goes or has to go, there'll always be somebody in the chat that says, "Can we do a mock draft?" Like it's just and I love doing it, so I'm always like, all right, you want to do a mock draft? We'll do a mock draft.
Give the people what they want, right?
Give them what they want, right? So that's what it is. Because I always say it's about them.
Yeah.
Like it's like I'm doing this, like for like if it's me just looking at a screen if nobody's there. So I mean, it's what they want. I mean, as long as it's not something I disagree with from an ethical or moral standpoint, I'll do pretty much anything they want.
That's fair. That's something I appreciate about your channel is you're very engaging with your chat and with the people that interact. Like you feel like you're there with, like, I'm kind of here with you right now in this window. It's you're very, very gifted at that, Jeremy. I'm excited to see your channel grow. I know that, like, my channel is a little different than yours, where mine is very team centric in regards, the Rams are also a fun team to follow because they kind of know how to dominate a media cycle. They make a signing of a big name or they make a trade, and people want to talk about it, right?
Yeah, definitely. That quarterback trade was huge. I mean, it was a giant trade.
Man, so I remember I was it was a dark and stormy night where I live. Like, it was a dark and stormy night. Like,
I'm saying, now you're an author. Okay.
No, I know, right? No, it was legit a dark and stormy night, lightning and thunder. And I was listening to like another NFL YouTuber podcast, and that trade happened. And they said, they're like, hold up. And I don't even remember what they were talking about. I think they were talking about the Super Bowl because it was coming up. And they're like, Matt Stafford and Jared Goff just got traded, and there was no details on the trade. I like closed my laptop. I like checked my phone, and I'm like, what is going on? Like, what are the details of this trade? Because I thought the Jared Goff contract was untradeable. And like, to put in perspective, we actually paid Jared Goff more this year than we did Matt Stafford.
Wow.
In dead money. So first off, I'm thankful for a GM and a coach who feel like they have the job security to make a trade like that. and also an owner who's willing to like eat over 30 million in dead cap for one player. And like if you truly believe it makes your team better, and it did, like our offensive production was up dramatically this year from when Goff was there. So I'm thankful for that, and I believe Stafford's only going to get better in year 2 next year. And yeah, like that trade, like I didn't sleep much that night just because I was so like that stoked about it, because it happened late. Like it happened at like 10 p.m. at night Eastern time, and I just remember lying in my bed talking to my friends about it. And at that time I had just started the YouTube thing, so I posted a reaction video that was getting a lot of views and comments, so I was replying to all that, and so yeah, it was pretty cool.
Wow, that's
Anyway,
I just remember thinking it was a good trade for the Rams. Like I remember my first reaction was, "Oh shit, the Rams are going to be really tough," because I always thought I'm critical of quarterbacks, except when it's Zach Wilson. It's really funny. It's the only person, for some reason, I have this weird belief in. Usually, I'm the first guy to cave on a quarterback, like Mark Sanchez. Even after the 2 years where he was in the AFC Championship game, I wasn't sure about him. And I was the first one to turn on him middle of his 3rd year. I said, he's not a franchise quarterback. Like I'm usually down on quarterbacks. And I liked Stafford when he was on Detroit. I always thought it was a waste. He was wasting away there.
Yeah.
And I did not like Goff. I thought he had that one good run, but I thought it was more the coach, more the system. I saw him as good enough if you put the team around him. Good enough to get to a Super Bowl, like kind of like Jimmy G. If you put the right team around him, he was one pass away, Jimmy G, from winning that Super Bowl if he sees the open guy. Right? He missed a wide open receiver.
And to be fair, Goff was one pass away. There was a wide open Brandon Cooks in the end zone that he could have hit, and we could have won that game. Anyway,
right. So that and that's how I saw him. I see him as like, and I'm thinking, but and I always say, great coach, great quarterback. And I said the Rams are. To me, it was like all they're missing is the great quarterback. And then I see Stafford go there, and the only question was, is he too old? Was it too late in his career? Is he too off his prime? And I don't know. We're going to find out in this playoff, like what happens. But if they would have gotten him 4 or 5 years ago, like in his prime.
But isn't it such a fun story with Stafford? Because I feel like his whole career, it's always like, oh, if Stafford had a team around him, he'd be so good.
Yeah.
And now he has a team around him. He had the best season of his career statistically, minus he didn't get over 5,000 yards, but he threw the most touchdowns of his career. Interceptions, like he's had more other years, so they were down technically for him. He only had 1 fumble. Like it's like he got sacked less. I think he had 1 other year where he got sacked less than he did this year. And like he broke the Rams franchise passing record in his first season with the Rams, so that's pretty cool. Like that was Kurt Warner's 2001 record that he broke. And yeah, like I'm really excited for him in the playoffs. I'm optimistic, that we can win against the Cardinals, and I'm hoping we go to the Super Bowl.
I'm rooting for you, and I'll be there in your room with you, for sure.
Yeah, it's funny. I got asked the other day if I was going to if the Rams make the Super Bowl, am I going to do a watch party for it? And I'm like, absolutely.
Yeah.
And they're like, wouldn't you want to just watch the game? And I'm like, yeah, I'll watch the game, and like I'll get to chat with all these other awesome people as I do it, right? And they were just saying, they were like, oh, I would just want to sit and watch the game. I wouldn't want to chat to everyone else. I'm like, dude, that's the best part about this.
I mean, especially like, I don't know, like, I think it means more, a lot of times it means more to people who are not in an area where there are a lot of Jet fans. And I'm not saying that's the rule. Like maybe the same thing with the Rams fans. Like, for example, I got so into it, and I love doing the games with Green Bean, whether I'm in with him or not with him. I love having it on because I have no Jet fans around here. I moved to a different city. I'm in Sacramento.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, like, I'm watching the game and I feel like I'm with other people, like, like complaining with other people, saying positive things with other people. And Then the next thing I know, I'm on with Green Bean, and now I got a friend, like, because we're looking at, like, we're hanging out right now, you and me,
Yeah.
and it's at a different level. The chat's here too. We're hanging out with them, but
Love
it's a
the
different
chat.
level when you're talking to each other and looking at each other. And I'm like, I haven't had a friend to watch Jet games with in so long,
Yeah.
and now it's like, especially in lockdown world from 2020, we got used to this as a way of being together.
Yeah.
I'm sitting here with my friend Green Bean watching the Jet game,
Exactly.
talking Jets.
Yeah.
I mean, this was the best season I've had as far as experience watching games, like, in years, because it's been years since I could sit with other Jet fans and watch a game.
Totally.
And
And
part of it was
I-
Green Bean, part of it was the chat. You know,
And I would like to say, anyone out there watching this, if you want to give a try to what me and Jeremy are doing right now, do it. The sports like medium is underserved on YouTube and other avenues drastically. And maybe you do like a team-centric team. Maybe you do an NFL broad channel where you're discussing different things. I've seen, like John Post doing his fantasy with Pure Adrenaline Fantasy Sports. But yeah, Tony G, if you search my name Peo Time on YouTube, I'm the first one that comes up. I'm thankful to have a unique name that way.
I found them very easily. Just go Peo Time.
Mm-hmm. But like, honestly, like, I mean, if you're watching this and you want to give a shot at this, do it. It's a lot of fun. It quickly becomes a little hobby. You always have to, like, I always find myself having to, like, know when to not post content because it is so easy for me to do it. And like to just hit that go live button. But I like this. I'm going to be posting at least a video every day as long as the Rams are in the playoffs, just because, that's something I want to do. That's kind of a goal of me and my channel right now. But yeah, like I've been doing a lot of live streams. I do a watch party for each and every Rams game. And yeah, I'm pretty stoked.
I want to do one thing for you. Just,
Jeremy is focused. Whatever is he doing?
I realized that I am allowed to put a link, whereas they cannot. Like
Thanks for doing that, man. Yeah, I appreciate that.
So I don't know if that worked, but
it did work.
Okay, cool.
Worked with flying.
I think they mean it's easier right now if they click it now and just do it.
Yeah. Oh, thanks for doing that, Jeremy. Appreciate that.
Of course, man. Always do everything I can to support and help your channel. So
thanks, man. Yeah, and I'm excited for when you can come on my channel and do a mock draft with me and the Ramley, and we can. There are going to be we have 8 picks supposedly in the next draft as long as the comp picks work out the way we think they're going to. But the Rams will be a fun team to draft.
Yeah, no, I'll definitely. I'm down. You could message me on Twitter anytime you want me on for anything, whether it's a draft, just talk, whatever. Just like you get into a situation like I got into where you need to eat and your brother abandons you and you need somebody that is good on YouTube, like
Okay, so, you know me, I love my random questions, and I asked it earlier while you were doing the draft, and I was like, oh, sorry, I shouldn't interrupt, but I gotta ask it now. I know you work in education. Tony, comp picks do matter. The teams, half the Rams are comp picks. Right?
Yep. That's what we're working on.
If in your real life, your school board had a big draft of all the positions, like teachers, custodians, EAs, administrators, principals, like everything, what round of the draft would you go in? And like a statewide draft, all the schools get to do a draft. They get to pick the cream of the crop.
Well, if I think of my company and my region, Central Valley, our Aspire Public Schools, we have 13 schools in 14 now in the Central Valley.
14, okay, 14. So 14 team draft.
I'm wondering who's doing the drafting. That's a big question because if it's by votes, like if people are voting people by rankings, as you can tell, I'm very personable and I have a lot of, like the other APs and other principals, I'm very well known in the company.
Okay.
I've been there for 5 years. We have AP get-togethers. Before the pandemic, we had big things with principals, and I'm very social and I go around and everybody likes, I'm not bragging. I'm just saying it's the skill of my career. Like my strongest part of my job is the relationship with the kids, the parents,
Right.
and the other staff. I mean, stronger than I am in curriculum, which is
Mhm.
why I compliment my principal really well. Like, that's like we're a good fit because you got to have different strengths. So I think that would really help my draft power,
Stuff.
but it
Yeah.
really depends on who picks. The superintendents, there's 2 associate superintendents and a superintendent. I get along great with the 3 of them. They really like me. When I wanted to leave I was a dean before I became an AP in one of the schools about 40 miles. I had a 40-mile commute. And when the position opened up for assistant principal, right at the time I was interviewing and looking to make a move because I want to go towards being a principal,
Cool.
they were very excited about it. And I was told usually, these things in the real world and companies are decided in their mind. They want.
Tony G's comment.
I have an injury history. No, I have very good attendance, by the way.
Yeah.
And like I'm never sick, I'm never out like for long times. But anyway, they when I wanted to go for that job change, I went for the interviews and boom, my current principal just called me directly like 2 weeks later. And you could tell, and my principal, because they were going to principal meetings, like the 13, 14 principals came to me and said, this is real. She's not trying to fill spots where she's an internal person. She's like super excited to get you because she's asking around and all those principals saying Drum is amazing. It's great. He's great.
You were a first round draft pick, essentially. You got the call.
So because a lot of people didn't even get interviews and were told that they need more time. And I was even told by one of those associate superintendents, she actually told me, you're not going to be upset that we're not making you a principal yet. Almost like in her mind, I want to give you the check boxes to become a principal. So it was the most flattering, greatest moment because I'm going for AP. I said, yes, I'm open to the principal position in some other school. And now she's checking how I feel that I'm not going to be selected as a principal.
That's
cool. And I said, so of course I look at her and I say, I will take those check boxes and work on it as an assistant principal if I get the opportunity. And she showed up at my interview, the initial big interview with like 8 people from that school. And she's sitting there and it made the interview so easy because every time I gave an answer, she's like smiling and shaking her head. Like I was the in guy. Yeah. Like I felt bad for the people that were being invited in there because they have to follow, I felt like, because I was the victim of that so many times where I was just a fill-in guy because they had to follow like the law of bringing in people. And for the first time, I actually felt like it was fixed for me. Like it was designed for me to get the position. So that makes me think I'd go as a pretty good pick.
That's awesome, man. Thanks for sharing that. That's really cool.
Yeah, I'm proud of that, man. I worked hard for that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
no, good for you. Yeah. Well, Jeremy, I am gonna head out. It's been a pleasure hopping on your stream and chat. Everyone, Tony and I know Ants Jets 82 and whoever else is in here still, you guys have been awesome. Thanks for welcoming in. And I look forward to communicating more with you in the future.
Yeah, I'm sorry that I didn't get to point. He probably went to sleep. We had a guy from Ireland in here, Captain K Techno.
Oh, no way.
Ireland.
That's
and
tubular.
He's like up in the middle of the night watching, but he probably just had to go,
Yeah. Well, I'm at 1 a.m. here where I am.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I'm going to let you go. Dude, thank you so much for joining me. This is an absolute pleasure to have you.
Oh, no, the pleasure is all mine, my friend. Yeah, we'll talk soon. And hey, everyone, enjoy the playoffs this weekend. I know sorry the Jets aren't in it, but you can still enjoy it as a football fan.
Okay. And everyone, I'll be back tomorrow, 12 o'clock noon. My friend Dan is going to join me. We're going to do a New York Jets / New York Giants draft together tomorrow at noon.
Ooh, spicy.
And then at 5 p.m., my brother and I are going to be doing the Buffalo-New England game tomorrow. Ooh. So I'm going to be on twice tomorrow. So thanks for staying with us, guys. Enjoy. I appreciate every one of you. Appreciate you, Peo. Good night.
Good night.
Oh, yeah. Oh, Oh, yeah. Go. Amazing. That's my boy. That's my boy.
Breaks away from a sack and completes the pass for first down.
Oh, Kittle just may have made the most amazing catch.
He fights for the first down and gets out of bounds too.
It's no good.
Overtime.
Oh, what a catch. How do you drop that? What are you, Jamal Adams? Touchdown.
This is a touchdown all the way.
He reached over the pylon. San Francisco beat Cincinnati.